You already know what it is, guys. Excuse me for being late. Excuse me for being late. I had to run to the store. Then, of course, there was some people out, so I had to duck them. Chill out. I had to get my Red Bull. I had to get my Dutchess. My homie said we need to get a sponsorship from Dutchess, but you already know who it is. It is the most hated. It is the most hated yet anticipated Mikey T, the movie star. I'm back on YouTube, you guys. Tonight we got a dope ass video with some crazy topics to speak about. We got some throwback topics. We got some new discussion from Rabb, and we also got a battle to give some predictions on. Last night we actually gave our predictions on Reed Dollars versus Murda Mook. I got a piece about that from Ab today as well, but we're going to give our predictions on Sue Surf versus John the Don, and we're going to take a little bit of a look at what has been going on between them two, the back and forth. Appreciate everybody on the IG, but y'all hit that link in my bio right now and come join me on YouTube. Come tap in with me on YouTube right now. Come show some support. I'm about to get out of here. IG salute. So hit that link in my bio. We are on YouTube, baby. That's right. We is on YouTube. Jeremy, we got some things to take a look at today. Did you not see my interview? Jeremy, with John the Don, where he spoke on the fact that him and Sue Surf were supposed to battle before, but Sue Surf went into an early retirement. We're going to take a look at it all tonight. Man. We have a great show for y'all. Appreciate you for checking out that interview as well, Jeremy, with John the Don. Do you agree with that? Did Sue Surf's retirement have anything to do with John the Don, in your opinion? Let's go. Peasy, what's going on? How you been, homie? I definitely appreciate you for tapping in tonight because you are the moderator, my brother. We need you in here for key moderation. We got a lot of shit to talk about tonight. Hold on, let me make sure I sent that message that I needed to actually send. Hopefully it's still there on the paste. Beautiful, because I have an exclusive message tonight to read from Rabb about Gillie the Kid and Wallo, their success. We got to touch on that tonight. It's one of our topics. Also, we might even touch on Vado and Cam'ron tonight. Vado actually made a video. Where he was speaking on all the allegations that have been going on out there as of late. What up, Eric? Appreciate you for tapping in. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and light up this honey bun, y'all, which is one of the best chronics I've smoked in a while. Nah, I did not end up pulling up to Coney Island. I had some other things to do here in Connecticut. Coney Island was the Bone Thugs and Harmony show, right? Yeah, I did not end up pulling over there. We're on the pre-show right now, you guys, but Jeremy wants to give his prediction early, I think, on John the Don versus Sue Surf. He says, I say this, John does not lose. He knows how to win, but Surf got shot up, released the album, so he fell back. Okay, that wasn't in relation to the prediction. Jeremy, hold your prediction till a little bit later in the video. Okay. Louis Peasy said, I'm lighting up Sherb Lotto. What's everybody smoking out there, y'all? Let me know what y'all smoking tonight. Let me know what y'all is putting in your Dutch, your backwood, your raw paper. Let me know what y'all is rolling up. I'm partial to the Dutch master. Let me get this message over here to Bonds and Rosewood, my co-hosts. Get this message over to the co-hosts. Okay, Eric says he's got that Gorilla Glue. Tamik, I seen you say you was in the building. Tamik, appreciate you. He said smoking that peanut butter mints. That sounds interesting, man. I never really got my hands on much peanut butter. I was never really able to get my hands on much peanut butter, but I did get my hands on some of this. which is very interesting. I like it. This is better though. This is that movie. But right now, I think I'm smoking the best one, the honey buns. Yo, Brian King, salute to you, G's. Appreciate you tapping in. We're still on the pre-show, man. You know, it's smoke time. It's smoke time. We're all getting right now. Everybody's sharing this video, I hope, with all their friends, letting them know that the king of the bloggers, the interview god is here. Interview with Saigon dropping tomorrow. Very excited to put that out. Damn, Jeremy, that's some real shit. I never heard of the black runts. Should I look that up real quick? Black runts. Black runts. Let me look that up. Never heard of no black runts. Wow. Black Zower runts. I see you, bro. I see you, bro, and I commend you, man. I commend you, bro. Let me see, I don't have my ashtray. Guess I'm gonna have to use this cake mix package as a little ashtray for a second till I get up. Yeah, that's because I'm trying to do this stream, brother. That's because I'm trying to do this stream, brother. I'm trying to multitask. Damn, dude. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Damn, this shit is so lit. I showed y'all the package the other day, right? I showed y'all the package the other day. Here, let me get a nice pull for my man. Let me get a nice pull for my guy. It's just the terps in this is so amazing. The cake mix was $17 a gram, $55 an eighth. But they only had grams of it. It was good, but I bought an eighth of the honey bun, and let me tell you, this is one of the most amazing weeds. It's my last of it too. It's crazy. The god of the interview game, the god, GAWD, y'all. What part of New York you want me to come to, man? You know, I always come wherever there's good reason to go, bro. Major salute to Southwest Philly in the building. You know, I got love for Southwest Philly. You know, I got love for Southwest Philly, South Philly, North Philly. I got love for Philly in general. I actually was predicting Murder Mook over Reed Dollars, but I changed my prediction last night, you guys. The only one that stayed predicting Murder Mook was actually Bonds. I changed my prediction. I'm going with Reed Dollars, y'all. I'm sticking with Reed. I think Reed actually needs this win. I think Reed needs this win to solidify himself. I think Bonds had actually said last night, if Reed wins, he will get booked more. If Reed loses, he will get booked less. I don't think that same thing matters when it comes to Murder Mook, though. Murder Mook is going to get booked regardless. Murder Mook is actually going to, you know what I mean? Like, he's a legend in the game who's going to command, dollars to bring him into any arena out there. Now, Reed Dollars, it's a different no pun intended. I said dollars a second ago, but Reed Dollars, it's kind of a different story. If Reed gets mopped up by Murder Mook, that could be it. That could be it for him, man. Like, I mean, not all the way, but that could be it for him when it comes to getting these big heavyweight battles. You know what I mean? He had Surf. Now he's getting Murder Mook. You know what I mean? It's going to show where he really deserves to be after this battle. It's going to show where he really deserves to be after this battle. And Murder Mook, we know where he's going. Win or lose, we're gonna see Murder Mook versus Sue Surf. It would just be a little bit more edgy. It would have a little bit more grit to it, anticipation if Mook picks up this victory over Reed Dollars. So that's what I have to say about that. Personally, I'm going with Reed. I'm going with Reed. I think Reed is going to come in and drill him. At first, I was going for Murder Mook, but you know what, man? You know what, man? Sometimes when you're at the top, man, it could get a little bit sweet. You know what I mean? It could get a little bit comfortable. It could get a little bit comfortable. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, what Mook we get. I'm looking forward to seeing what Reed Dollars we get. But I think we're gonna get the Reed Dollars that is gonna be drilling, that's gonna be coming with the consistency. Be interesting. All right, looks like we're about to get a couple of the co-hosts tapping in. And we're get this pre-show settled through. Because you know what we do on the pre-show, we pretty much just party and bullshit. Shout out to my bro, the big homie BIG. Shout out to Jack Thriller. You know what I mean? That's what we do on this show until we get down to the topics. We'll talk everything. We'll talk the chronic. We'll show it. We'll talk about what we're blazing. We'll have a good time. But then we got to get into some serious discussion. And tonight we're actually going to be talking about the game versus 50 Cent. We're going to be talking about the game versus 50 Cent, you guys. We're going to dig back into that. The game actually made some interesting comments saying that him and 50 could have been billionaires had they stuck together. So we're going to go through all of that. He also said that he has several songs still in a hard drive. We're going to discuss that as well. I want to know from the rest of the guys, I want to know if they think those records in the vault are as good as How We Do or as good as West Side Connection. You know what I mean? I want to know if they think those records are really going to be that good. And we're going to dig into all of it tonight. Let me see 1 second. We're going to dig into all that tonight, man. The Yellow Fella is hilarious. He said the game is delusional. For the last few years, Yellow, the game has been on a streak of doing interviews where he would say things like he was open to reuniting with 50 Cent, or he was open to doing a verses with 50 Cent, or he would be willing to talk about the G Unit reunion with 50 Cent. These things the game has been talking about for the last few years. This interview in particular, where the game said that he and 50 Cent would become billionaires, it was actually with Talib Kweli, and it was in 2019. We've seen in more recent months the game saying he would be open to a versus battle with 50 Cent. We spoke about that in the past as well. You know what I mean? But today we're going to take a look at something totally different. Does the game regret his beef with 50 Cent? That's what we're going to be taking a look at today, you guys. And I'm hyped to actually talk about it with the guys. Yo, Bryant, appreciate you for tapping in. Dark Low is working. He actually just released Mob Tales with Havoc. And AR Rabb actually sent me a message that we're going to read tonight about Gillie the Kid and Wallo. Two guys from his own neighborhood that actually have blown up to be the biggest talk show hosts. They have the biggest podcast, the podcast that is right there with it's right there with $1 million worth of game, is right there with Drink Champs. It's right there with the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a big podcast, and I gotta salute those dudes for doing what they do on a weekly basis, hell, on a daily basis. We'll see what happens for them in the next couple months or into the new year and what new deals they sign. You know what I mean? I'm very interested to see where Gilly and Wallow go from here, like what sort of a television deal they possibly get. I'm really interested to see what they do because Gilly, he's like a walk-in sitcom. You know what I mean? The way he introduces you to all the characters from Toot, his wife Tootie to his kids, even, Mac and Cheese. You know, he's got the whole vibe. To his daughter, he's got the whole vibe of us. And then his crazy cousin Wallo. You know what I mean? Even today on the Instagram, I was watching Gillie and Wallow showing all of the cars that Wallo has had from the beginning, from his Prius to his van. I believe he had a van prior to the Prius as well that wasn't there. Rest in peace. The Prius to the van to the cop car that Gillie refused to get in, and to his new, I think it's a Mercedes of some sort, you guys. I'm not the biggest dude on cars, you know what I mean? I'm more big on actually putting out content and stuff like that. But, you know, to each his own. Wallo has really done a lot. Gillie has done a lot to reinvent himself as well. And we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about all that tonight. And it looks like my first co-host has arrived. And I'm going to bring him in right now. Y'all know him. Y'all know him as the Hood Blogger. His name is Cassidy. Welcome to the show, bro.
Mikey, what's up, bro? What's going on with you?
Oh, man, everything's good. Everything's good. Appreciate you for tapping in. I see you got the double cup in tow tonight.
Definitely, man. You know, sipping on something good. Salute to the whole chat. Yeah, I mean, what's going on tonight?
Oh, man, well, they were roasting me. They were roasting me about smoking my weed a little bit earlier there. Yellow was like, yo, you ain't doing that shit, Mikey. It's like, yo, I'm multitasking, bro. I'm trying to smoke, answer a question. You know what I mean? The life of a blogger, Twiz.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, that's that pre-show. Salute, Schizo. What's up, bro? Much love and respect.
Yep. So man, we got some heavy topics to talk about tonight. You know, we're gonna dip into my interview with John the Don, where he said a few things about Sue Surf.
Oh, that's heavy. I
Yeah,
would like to hear what he got to say, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, we're gonna
Let's
dip
go.
into that. He's been saying a whole hell of a lot on the internet. You know, these two
True.
guys, and they're building the anticipation for their battle. And tonight we're gonna have to give our predictions on that, Twiz.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's fire right there, man.
Oh, yeah. So we got to talk about that. I also want to dive into the old feud, the feud of the generals, 50 Cent versus the Game. An old interview popped up that the Game did with Talib Kweli in 2019, where the Game actually said, if 50 and I had never had dissension and we remained together, we would be billionaires by now, Twiz. Just what do you think about that just off the rip?
Well, well, what I think about that off the rip is if Game would have stuck with 50, Game would have been in a better predicament. We're not going to trip like 50 ain't in a great predicament. I think it would have took a lot more than just them two going back to back on songs to become billionaires. You know what I mean? It's the investment and the business decisions that people make that elevate, man. So
Mm.
I feel like if he would have stuck with 50, then who knows, man? He could have been in a better situation. Not saying he in a bad situation. Jeremy, what's up, bro? Appreciate you, King. Much love and respect. For sure, for sure. You already know, yellow fella. For real.
Yep. That's the guy
Vape
right
gang.
there, man. That's the guy right there. Shout out to No Jumper, man. Soon as we bring this podcast over to No Jumper, then we're gonna touch the masses, though. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, facts.
Um, so Atlas says John 2-1. I don't want to get too into it. I don't want you to give your prediction yet, Twiz. But what do you make of Atlas just, coming out of it right away and saying 2-1, 2-1
I
John?
I agree with Atlas. John is dangerous. Surf is nice. Don't get it twisted. I just feel like his feet is so kicked up where he feel like he's winning regardless. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow. We're gonna have to dig into that later and figure out, and I'm gonna let everybody know if I disagree with you or do agree with you. But like I said, the interview I did with John the Don, he had some things to say about Sue Surf's retirement.
Yeah.
What's up with this whole retiring thing, Twiz? Why do people gotta say they're retiring? Why don't they just take their little year break?
I mean that's just part of the game, man. I feel like it's like when Hove said he was retiring or Mayweather leaving and coming back to fight. It just I feel like it just has the people more anticipated for a battle when these guys come back and step in the ring. So I think it's just part of them playing chess.
It's a very good point, man. Also, I want to give a shout out to Cicero, who posted my interview with Cassidy today on his page. I don't know if you caught that
Okay.
today, Quiz, but Cicero posted it up, and he had some dope things to say. You know what I mean? But it was just dope to see one of the Philly guys out there, Cicero, showing some love to the work that I've been doing. And
Yeah, that's what's up.
Him and Cassidy do have a close relation, right, Twiz?
I mean, I don't know about now. I know when Cicero had came out, Cass had him like under the wing heavy, and then they had a fallout. I don't know if they ever patched it up or not, but they probably do by now. You know what I mean?
Right. No, they had actually been on video together and shook hands,
Oh, okay.
take me into that back in the day when they worked with each other, man. Was that one of the solo cats that you were seeing Cassidy work with, or did it not look like he was gonna put Cicero out? How did it play out in your eyes?
As far as their relationship,
Yeah, like was it ever
well,
because you know Cicero branched off with the game.
yeah, true. Truthfully, to keep it raw and uncut, Cicero in the DVD era, he was being compared to Cassidy a lot as far as how he rapped and things of that nature. And then you were seeing them together a lot. And then they had like a fallout. And I think it was, because of that, Cicero even spoke on that before, and after that, he went with Game. Back then, it wasn't, the media wasn't how it is nowadays, where every little thing get put on front. But all we know is that after him and Cass kind of went through their little situation, he went to Black Wall Street.
Right. Wow, Cassidy could have had quite a little roster under him. AR Rabb, Cicero, Meek Mill. Who else am I missing that Cassidy could have signed, Twiz?
Cass could have signed anybody from Philly at that damn time because
Could have.
Cass was on fire. Cass pulling up to you back then is no different than having somebody from like State Prop pull up on you. And Cass only, mess with certain people though on the rap tip, bro. Like Cass was very impactful and it's not a rapper from the DVD era that didn't look up to Cass.
Would he have signed Reed Dollars at that point and put him with Cicero, AR Rab, and Meek Mill? Would that have made sense back then, or was Reed Dollars at another point?
It could have made sense. It would have made sense. I could see Reed Dollars, being a part of the Rough Rider under that camp and things of that nature. That
Now,
would
now, Twiz, let me say, when you were making your comparisons, I think if Cassidy walked up on any of these artists, it would be more like when Rick Ross walked up on Meek Mill.
have.
Cassidy was the biggest shit back then, man.
Yeah, he was big, but um, Ross was like more of a boss at the time
They
when he.
both moved the same amount of units, man. Let me get the record sales here. Cassidy, I'm a Hustler, first week sales. I'm gonna say they did. No, no, you're no, nope, no,
Yeah,
no. Ross did about $150. Cassidy did 93,000.
yeah. Ross was more of a boss figure around the world, where Cass was just known for being like a hot rapper. As good as Cass could rap, he never really killed it in the industry. As much as Ross did. I'm gonna just say that. Not discrediting his songs, but like
I
Ross.
think, Twiz, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I think the start of Cassidy's career was much better than the start of Rick Ross's career. Rick Ross's career didn't really start to heat up until 2009 when Magnificent dropped. I think if we're comparing it, Ross had he had the Triller album and he had the Port of Miami album. I think I liked Cassidy's singles better than Ross's singles off Jump, man.
Well, to me, Ross make better songs than Cassidy, but Cassidy could rap better as far as, being a street rapper and, how he mastered the punchlines.
All
And
right. Well, you know how we handle things here on the hip hop panel.
you
When we
already,
That's when we on the hip hop panel, when we got a debate, we bring in another panel member to handle
uh-oh,
that debate.
Dang, man.
uh-oh, the new religion in the building.
Popping. It's popping, family. It's popping, bro.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, my joint was, I don't know, man. My joint was, that happened yesterday and today. Like, something been trying to stop me from logging on. Yesterday, I blew the extension cord like twice. First, I kept tripping the circuit breaker. Then the whole thing just blew.
Dang.
Today, I couldn't open my Instagram to get a DM. Crazy.
Crazy,
Dang.
man. It sucks. You know what I mean? I know how it must feel. Thank you for joining us. That's Bon Simmons joining us. You know, he's an exclusive hip hop panel member. And we're going to need you to break this tie that we have going on because however, I do agree Rick Ross has had more longevity than Cassidy. I say Rick Ross's career didn't really pick up until his third album. I think Cassidy had a better start to his career with Hotel, with I'm a Hustler, with B-Boy Stance than Rick Ross had to the start of his career with what was it called? What was his first single called? Twiz. I'm getting money, went across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
I'm a hustler. And then he had Speedin', but he also had Here I Am on Triller with Nelly Bonds. Here I Am was a banger with Nelly.
Facts. That was fire. I like that song.
Yeah, you can't discredit that.
Yeah, but I'm not even gonna lie. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And I love Philly. You know what I'm saying? But with all that said, y'all the city of brotherly love, so still love me after this.
I'm saying?
Cassidy, you cannot even put Cassidy in the same room with Ross, man.
I agree.
Let me break it down on many different levels. If we want to start by the bars, okay, Cassidy may have more metaphors, and that's a may. But we talking about flow, right? We talking about substance. We talking about swag, craft. Like, it's different than just the bars, man. See, Ross can go places that Cassidy can't even think about going. Track, man.
Wow. See, that's how we do it here.
Cassidy couldn't even meet you there, man. If you gave him 10 years.
Bonds was the tiebreaker. He went with you, Twiz.
Yeah.
You know, all right. I'll give it to you guys, man. I'll give it to you, man. As I read out, Twiz, Ross did have the better sales. Cassidy's I'm a Hustler album only moved 93,000 first week. Ross's albums have always moved $1.50, except when God Forgives I Don't came out, he moved 220.
Who Ross came out with?
Ross came out with Def Jam at first. Cassidy. Who'd Cassidy come out with, you guys?
Was Beats, man.
Yeah, Full Surface.
One of the hottest producers in the game.
What was I think it was J Records, though. I think he was telling me it was J. Yeah, J Records, J, Full Surface. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's Swiss joint.
Yep. What up, DeBurn? Appreciate you for tapping in. Yeah, Nick Miller. That song was called Hustlin', which Rick Ross actually remixed. Bonds, song for song, Hustlin's better than I'm a Hustler?
Yeah, man.
I don't agree. You, Twiz, Hustlin's better than I'm a Hustler?
Yeah. You talking about Every Day I'm Hustling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Rick Ross got him on that.
Ross different, Mikey.
Like I'm a Hustler was so catchy off of the hook to me. And that was whole hook that was, you know what I'm saying, that was like remade. It was catchy like out Philly. And I can speak for the city of Philly. We love Cassidy for what he do as far as rapping. You put on a beat, you go acapella. The face-to-face battle, the
He gonna
punchline.
come.
He's the punchline champion. But I'm a hustler. It was lit. Like this was back in the chirp days. I ain't going to trip. I had it on my chirp phone. But when every day I'm hustling, like that
Me
joint
too.
was,
Me too.
that joint every day I'm hustling had hit different.
Right.
That's dope, man. Really appreciate it. And Bonds, thanks for joining us, man. We have a lot to unpack tonight. We got to give our predictions on Sue Surf versus John the Don, but we're gonna go a little step further. We're gonna listen to some of my exclusive interview, and we're gonna break down what we think about these two coming at each other. Sue Surf retired when he was supposed to battle John the Don. We're gonna break all that down tonight. Also, we're going to tap back into 50 Cent versus the Game, and we're going to answer the question, does the Game regret leaving G-Unit? Does he regret beefing with 50 Cent? And we're going to get things started tonight with Rabb speaking on Gillie, the Kid, and Wallo. But I want to tap on this real quick, Bonds and Twiz. Vado made a video where he said everything Cam'ron was saying pretty much didn't pertain to him aside from keep my name out of your mouth. Twiz, any thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that was Vado responded as great as anybody could respond in that situation. On how he conducted himself and how he clarified, like, bro, I'm not stressing about it. Don't get it twisted. And if that man don't want me to mention his name out of my mouth, I'ma respect that. It ain't that serious because I'm doing great in life regardless. You know what I mean? So basically, he was clearing it up, bro. Like as far as the little sucker comments she was making, like people getting this happening to him in the hood and calling, he wasn't referring that to me. And I was never really talking bad about him in the first place. But we're gonna keep it at that. So I feel like he responded in like a great solid manner.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, man. I think, not hiding his face, not waiting days and days to respond, and you know what I mean, not coming out and disrespecting Cam'ron. He handled it kind of like a gentleman, you know what I mean? And Bonds, I think it's kind of what we alluded to on the show. Like I messaged Twiz and I was like, yo, that's crazy. He said that because on the show, we were actually saying, I think the outcome of this is just Vado's not going to mention Cam and Cam's not going to mention Vado.
Right. And Vado, like he said, man, he's on his, and like he said, man, like, yo, I'm doing the best I ever did. Like, listen, you may not have the platform, the same, platform that you had before, but to do it yourself from somebody that was linked with a big platform and, decided to do it themselves, it feels much better. It may not be as big, but it means more, like, and like, that's crazy. Like, I just was kicking it with Vado like probably 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
he's a good dude. Like, he showed love and all that. Like, he official, He threw the clothes on, all that, Flicked it up. I didn't even ask him to. He came to me to do it. Like, So
And Bonds, being a rapper, if Math Hoffa brings you on his show, you know what I mean? If Nori, if Gillie, if Uncasa, if any of these guys who are, they're your peers, they're your rap peers, you're not gonna want to go on the show and sugarcoat shit. You're gonna want to give them the best show that they can put on, right?
Yeah, I don't think he said nothing wrong. The only thing I think that he could have not said was like, yo, like, Cam don't want him to mess with nobody else, like, because he was kind of even insinuating, like, he was letting it be known, like, he didn't want them even messing with like Jim and Joel's at the time, where he wasn't messing with Jim and Joel. So,
I wasn't even thinking about that. We didn't, because
remember how Vado said it? He was like, I was like, yo, hold up. He telling me not the best. He's like, yo, hold up. I thought these is your dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So and then, putting two and two together, he had to be talking about L's and them, like, you know what I mean? So he like, nigga, I got you to shit on them, not to go say, oh, I'm on the team now and shake their hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't have to say that about Cam, because it's like, giving up information, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Right, but that's what these podcasts are about, man. You know what I mean? With
right.
Taxstone doing
And
his
that was his truth, bro. So
truth. It's
Facts.
Twiz,
I
you
ain't
know what
mad
I
at him.
mean? Like, what is every podcast out there gonna be sugar coated, Twiz? You do
Right.
some of the realest shit on the internet, Twiz. There's just a certain point in time where you want to hear something real. And that's why someone
True.
like Math Hoffa has to do a show.
True. On top of that,
Or report card radio.
Thank you.
true.
Come on
And
now.
facts. And on top of that, as an artist or as anybody getting on these shows, it's nothing wrong with speaking what's on your mind. And I feel like he the type of guy that he would say it to, Cam Face too. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Or Jim Face, whoever this, you know what I'm saying? So at the
I
end of
can
the
only
day,
imagine. I can only imagine, because I was just thinking in my mind, back then, Jim Jones had Ballin', Joel Santana was known for his hits. That's one of your reasons for wanting to sign with Dipset, to work with these guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's one of the contributing factors. You're like, yo, I can have a single with Jim and Max B, not knowing
True.
Max B and Jim done fell out to the worst extent.
facts.
Madnan, appreciate you for tapping in again the second night in a row. That's love, man. He says Cam could have handled that differently. What does he mean by that, Twiz? Cam could have handled that differently.
I feel like he probably saying more professional, not saying talking how he talked when he was talking about I'm gonna expose all you guys. But at the end of the day, let's not forget Cam was doing the same thing with Jay-Z. He did the same thing with Jewels. That's just his personality, man.
Thank you, Miguel. I appreciate that. He says I am feeling these three's hip hop knowledge, and we came on it here yesterday to talk about it, and I noticed a message came up from Vado, so obviously we should address that on the hip hop panel. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I think it was admirable in a way that Vado showed his face and came on the internet and didn't let anybody think. He shared his opinion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought that was dope. So we had to come on here and address it. I know you probably saw that news pop up today, Twiz.
Facts. Facts. Definitely
You
so.
he probably know Cam was gonna come back like that. Like, man, I ain't even surprised. Like, I was surprised that Cam came back like that. Like, man, came back like Arlena's cousin. Blast.
Bonds, the full interview hadn't even dropped yet. It was just a snippet.
He came like it came back blasting.
Real rap.
Cam is like, he did the same shit. I remember he did a video on 50. He was by his old pool. He was by a pool in Florida. It's like, damn, Cam'ron goes right to the camera.
Yeah.
Because like he said, I got the iPhone 3 in the safe. And I'm filming on my iPhone 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's Harlem for you, man. That's a Harlem dude.
But we're gonna get things kicked off tonight, man. Twiz, thank you for joining me, bro.
No doubt.
Simmons in the building. We're gonna get things kicked off tonight by talking about Gillie the Kid and Wallo 267. Excuse me, Gillie the King and Wallo 267 from the very popular $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Twiz, I gotta say, it's probably right up there with The Breakfast Club and Drink Champs. Am I wrong in saying that? Has it eclipsed them? Is it right there still?
I kind of I like them over Breakfast Club for one. I like they podcast over Breakfast Club and Drink Champs. We got Nori. That's what I mean. Like Nori is a signed legend that been signed for years, and for Gilly and Wallow to have the guest on their show, it's entertaining, man. And on top of that, what make their podcast different is they don't even need a guest on their show, bro. They going to entertain you with just them two, period. So they very entertaining, man. And they stories, it's real heavy. For Wallow to just had did 21 years and come home like he ain't miss a lick, you know what I mean? So I salute them guys, man. Like they definitely up in the top three for sure, for sure. But I like them over Breakfast Club.
Okay, and Bonds, man, I'm gonna ask you first, man, on an artist level. Did you ever get a chance to run into Gillie the Kid or any of the Major Figures members?
Nah, bro, that's somebody I never met, man. I never met Gilly or none of them dudes. I don't think. Nah, I never met none of them dudes.
Bonds, what do you think it was about Gillie, man? Was it his gift for gab, as they say? Was it his slick way of talking that propelled him to be able to become a podcast legend?
Yeah, well, Gilly stuck around. Gilly stuck around because Gilly had bars. So that's how they initially, got their. I remember seeing with the first Major Figures. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's us and all that when they was there. Like everybody, a few of them stood out, like Dutch, Spade, Gilly, like a few of them stood out. But as things died down, Gilly stayed around. He found a place with Baby, Cash Money, and him. He was writing for different people, so he stayed around. And then that's the things that people don't that sometimes people don't pay attention to. When you up in it, they don't know how long you stayed down. Like Gilly stayed down. We watched him come in the game and then go from the main stage to writing for somebody in the background to, jumping on the show to just remember when IG came out, he was one of the dudes. Him and Plies was kind of running it up on IG. They was getting real famous, so he was raising his notoriety from being somebody that's always been around and being in loose. He had the thing with Lil Wayne. He had, you know what I'm saying? So he been around and he just waited to his turn and he got the turn. And that's what happened when you stay down till you come up, man. Let that be a lesson.
Like you said, he had the thing with Lil Wayne where he got to show a different part of his personality. You know what I mean? Like he just had all these different opportunities from, being a member of the group. But what were you saying, Bonds? Did the chick in the group, did Bianca, like, because you said a couple, I'm sorry, Twiz, I got to get Bonds' take on this, and I want yours as well. This is a sidebar right here. Did Bianca not stand out to you? Because you said Gillie, Dutch, and Spade, who all went on to get their own deals. Ablava actually as well did too. But Bianca, the female on the track, didn't really stand out to you, or what?
No, she wasn't bad. I didn't look at her like, nah, shoot, because certain times I don't look at people like, what the hell is she doing? Like the Millie, the Jay-Z chick. But I ain't never look at her, but like, nah, she ain't holding it down. But I wasn't really like captivated by her own. That was just me personally. I wasn't, what I mean? But me being a little hard head, I probably wasn't in a female MCs like that anyway. You know what I mean? So
it was harder for people probably to give a female MC a chance back then. Twiz, let's elaborate a little bit more. She was featured on Yeah, That's Us rapping, right? Twiz?
Yeah, it was a girl on there. Thick
Yeah,
brown.
it wasn't harder, but when you a female artist, you got to do more than just feature on the song with a group of guys. Like you see how Eve did it, you saw how Kim did it. You know what I mean? You got to also stand out and had solo hits yourself.
Personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so tell me, Twiz, what type of personality was Bianca giving off, or was there so many people that you weren't able to see any of the personality? Tell me a little bit about Bianca from your perspective.
She a legend for sure, and
Salute
she
to
just
her.
played.
Salute to Bianca, first of all.
Yeah, she definitely a legend. A legend that was doing this before a lot of females was doing it. It was a handful of females that was in the game and was rapping. But at the end of the day, I feel like the figures, they just had a group plan, period. You know what I mean? So she just played the position that, she was the first lady. You know what I mean? So at the
Um,
end of the day,
Miguel says, I agree with Bonds. She was not easy on the ears. Was she not easy on the ears, Twiz?
no,
Was that
not that. No,
shut that down if it's not true?
the thing was like we used to. You think of like female rappers with like Lil Kim and them, like they on top of how they talk, they are like more they try to be 100% ladylike, whereas though Bianca, she was like rapping Philly hood chick style, you know what I mean, from the gutter, you know what I mean. So she just had that was her flow right there. She had like the
Inner
grimy
city,
Philly.
inner city turmoil.
Facts,
She
facts.
gave us off something. Little Kim, everybody had Little Kim's poster up. What was it going to be about Bianca that made her stand out?
But she had to keep going though. I don't remember her from nothing else though.
No, but
So really,
but they didn't keep going as a group either though. So you
bro.
got for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
The
Gilly
group
went on to Gilly got a deal before the group with Suave House, Dutch
back.
and Spade. They also got the offer from the dude from Entertainment, you
Yeah,
know. Ab
and
Lava.
some people kept going.
Ab Lava had some other things going on. I guess he
He
was
linked
working.
with the Clips and all
Yeah,
that too. Remember?
I guess they must have fell in love with his type of rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
Backs.
Can you
Plus,
elaborate on that any bit, Twiz, on what Ab Lava went on to do with the Clips, or do you know
well,
why he
yeah,
went over there?
yeah, Ab Lava. He went with start messing with Pharrell and them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean that was the ice cream movement and all of that. And at the end of the day, they had Clips. They had we can't forget Roscoe P. Coltrane, free him. You know what I'm saying? Those was two Philly guys that was down with
He
them.
locked up.
Yeah, he locked up. He down for a double homicide right now.
Whoa,
Word?
whoa, whoa. 290 East Side Kid said she had no sex appeal. Bianca was bad, wasn't she? Twiz,
Nah,
or am
she
I
had to
wrong?
be thick. She was thick, bro.
All
That
respect to wifey, Twiz. Did Bianca
but
have sex appeal?
no, but that's what I'm trying to say. She wasn't there. She wasn't no, I'm saying she wasn't that wasn't her position of playing. Like, have y'all I don't know if y'all familiar with Nina Ross.
Nina
I
Ross.
heard of Nina Ross.
Definitely.
Nina Ross was like a similar artist to
Excuse me.
like her, where it's like just because I'm a female, this and that, like I'm out here for real. So that was her energy. Like that was the energy she put out there. Yeah, I mean,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm looking at Nina Ross right now. How did she go from being chunky to so skinny?
no, she always pretty much was skinny. She might have had weight once upon a time, but
Well, yo, I'm telling you right now, Nina Ross is beautiful. Nina Ross is bad. I'm asking you, back in the day, would people look at Bianca and be like, she's bad? Because, Eve, even though she had her little yellow haircut and it was short and she was wearing the damn long jacket all the way down to her heels, you know what I mean? She
yeah,
was sexy, man.
yeah, facts. But with the thing with Bianca was like I was definitely a kid like around that time, man. I was
Right,
super young. So you had to be like a certain age. Like when I was hearing them, this was like 97. Yeah, I
right.
mean,
He wasn't really into that. I wasn't really into. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah,
yeah.
right.
So I
Nah,
just remember hearing them on the radio, man.
I had a girlfriend by 97 and I was born in 88. What year were
That's
you born,
different.
Twiz? 80, 86?
I was born in 87.
Okay,
Oh,
87.
Yeah,
5 years older than me.
yeah.
Yo,
So
yo, yo, Alabama was popping with you.
And I still let me see. What was I in '86? What I was 14. Yeah, I had a maybe had nah. I probably I had girlfriends, but I wasn't
it wasn't like that. Yeah, it
Hold on,
wasn't
what year?
crazy
running the
like
streets.
I mean,
What year were you born, Bonds?
80. I was born in 1982.
Oh, 1982. So you could have definitely went out with Bianca.
In '96, I was 14.
All right, maybe you couldn't have went out with Bianca
Yeah, I
then.
couldn't when I was.
Nah, you were only 17 or something like that when they really started to pop off. But yeah, so anyways, man, now that we went down that history, it's just I was trying to pull that out of Twiz so we didn't have to do a full episode dedicated to the major figures, which we probably will do one day. But
Dope.
Ab had sent me a message about the success that Wallo and Gillie have had, man. He said, I'm happy for Gillie. I'm happy that he found a career for himself outside of music and found success in doing it. I know how hard Wallo worked to get the ball rolling for that podcast, and I'm happy for those guys. Plus, the fact that both of them are from my hood is a bonus. So let's unpack that, man. First of all, let's talk about Rabb saying, I know how hard Wallo had to work to get the ball rolling. Twiz, take me into that, man. Because Wallo, man, he came out of jail. How
man,
quick did that ball get rolling?
well, as far as the ball rolling, we got to take it back to before he went to jail. Before he went to jail, he was the reason the Major Figures was formed. You know what I mean? Salute that. He was the reason Major Figures was formed. He came up with the name Major Figures.
In
He
fact,
was
he said,
he was into the music before Gilly was even thinking about the music. So it's like he formed that. He got locked up, did 21 years. So his whole time in jail, he's seeing Gilly with cash money. He's seeing this. He's seeing that. He's seeing all this growth of a seed that he planted.
He's
By the
seeing
time he
all this
come home,
possibility.
facts. When he come home, it's not really too much of nothing going on. So it's like, what could he do to capitalize and make sense of it? So not only did he fight and build his brand over, you know, he puts a heavy message behind of what his life was to try to keep the youth from crashing. So what he did was super hard, even though he made it look super easy, man. So I can't do nothing but salute him because he was a machine. He came home being a machine, man. He was out doing footwork. He was everywhere, going to shows, promoting himself. And he was blessed to have the personality that he got. So that's why he was able to shine like he's doing. And I feel like I wouldn't be surprised to see him in some type of series or some type of movie in the future. You know what I mean? Some type of show or something, just because his character
Wallo.
alone. So I feel like the sky the limit for Wallo.
That's a fact. I love Wallo, man. Wallo's official.
Yeah, we
Facts.
heard what you had to say about Gilly the Kid, Bond. So, can you give us your thoughts on Wallow, man? He's definitely an inspiring guy.
Exactly, man. Wallo is he's an example of taking advantage of his opportunity, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he set back and you know what I'm saying? He missed that opportunity for the music thing that he wanted to do. But you know what I'm saying? He came back and he revamped that thing and he made it, you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Gonna make it last forever, man.
yep.
Like
Miguel's right.
Wallo.
Wallow.
He gives back, man. He cares about people, he motivates people, and that's part of his journey, his come up, and I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah, man. And I was just really reading into what you were saying, Twiz. The fact that Wallow got to hear from Gilly all these different deals. Yo, we're going to. I got to deal with Suave House. Yo, the figures are talking to Warner Brothers. Yo,
Yeah.
we're talking to Cash Money. Like Bonds, all this opportunity that Wallow was hearing about. Like we could go do this, we could go do that, we can meet these people, we can meet them people, and then the internet blows up because like Twiz was alluding to, they created this back in the days before the internet was what it is. So they really had to go hand in hand with it, like to all them shows that Wallow says he brought Gilly to, when he was making $400 on the back end and paying Gilly in an eighth of Reggie or whatever he said. You know what I mean? Like he's like, yo, we got a show, man. And I got you paid a quarter of some a quarter of some loud. I mean, it's
Yeah.
loud.
He said back when Gilly used to drink the old English with the skirts on them in the paper bag.
That was a Philly thing, Twiz.
Yeah, them ink bangs, them 40s and all that. Them 90s, man, that's what they was doing.
So, going to the end of the statement, Ab said this. I want you to key in on this, Twiz. He said, plus the fact that both of them guys are from my hood is a bonus. How is that? The fact that Ab has always told me when he was younger, he saw Gilly and the Major Figures coming up. So, how crazy is this to see somebody from your neighborhood blowing up to a degree where, they got the most popular podcast? I know you guys got Will Smith out there, so it's kind of like an everyday thing almost.
Yeah, man, it just lets you know that it lets you know it's it lets you know it's possible, man. That to be like, what, we went to the same high school, whether or not it was the same year or whatever, but I seen this guy walking up and down the street. I remember when this guy was doing this. So it's just on top of that, most of the Philly artists and people that gain success, these guys come back to the city, man. You know what I mean? It might not be every weekend, but you see them. They come connect with you. You see Gilly all the time, still to this day, pulling up in the projects on live. So it's just motivation. It's motivation, man.
Yep. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Derek said when Ab stopped being a goon, he became the king. Real talk. I don't know. I don't know what the hell you mean by that, but I guess that's a cool thing to say. So, anyways, for everyone just tapping in, let me read this statement that Ab had to say about Gillie and Wallow one more time. He said, "I'm happy for Gillie. He found a career for himself outside of music and found success in doing it. I know how hard Wallow worked to get the ball rolling for that podcast, and I'm happy for those guys. Plus, the fact that both of them are from my hood is a bonus. So, let's talk about this." He says, he found a career for himself outside of music and found success in doing it. Twiz, talk to us about Gillie's transition from rapper to, as he says, podster, I believe it was worded to him.
Well, it's deeper than just from rapping to podcast. We talking about somebody that was rapping and then went to acting, and then in between all of that, he was trying to help out a lot of upcoming talent. He had the DVD Marijuana High. Everybody might not remember that, but he had a DVD and he was going around catching, the DVD rappers, new rappers and stuff. And Gilly was always one of them guys that co-signed the up and coming Philly artists. So amongst all of this, he was trying to lift people up, trying to lift people up. So he went to the acting, and then he fell back, and then he pretty much started $1 million worth of game on his Instagram. You know what I mean? The people were gravitating to it, man, to the point where he was having so many DMs where people asking him, "Oh, Gil, what should I do in this situation?" Like they're really coming to him for advice. That lit the lamp inside his head, like how influential he is to the world. You know what I mean? How people love to hear what he got to say. So I just feel like it's the hustle and Gil. We talking about Gil, somebody that, these guys got their record deal from out the back of a trunk, from handing out CDs in the trenches. You know what I mean? They got their name out there before it was any type of internet or anything. They was going over to New York battling, members from D Block and who y'all got over here. Like they was putting their footwork in. So Gil's a hustler, man. It don't surprise me. Like he one of them guys, whatever he touch is, he gonna make it gold, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bonds, being a rapper yourself, let me ask you about that statement, man. Let me ask you what you got to say about the statement of, AR Rabb saying that he's, you know what I mean? He's happy that Gillie found a career for himself outside of music and found success in doing it. Gillie didn't give up, whether it was rapping in solo fashion, group fashion, whether it was making movies or whether it was, getting into using his voice as a podcast guy.
Yeah, he remained relevant. He remained relevant, man. Like I say, he stayed within the culture, different aspects, and he remained relevant. And because of who he is, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, it ain't on me, it's in me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? He's definitely a star, bro. So he's able to shine through and maintain. Like that's the difference, man. That's what separate, the people that get opportunities and the people that are the opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gonna shine whenever. You know what I'm saying? And we seen that how he transitioned exactly. He had a hop the $1 billion worth of game joint. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like a lot of people don't work like that, Mikey T. You know that you're a consistent hard worker, so you've got to you know what I'm saying, through consistency. So you know what I'm saying. A lot of people don't do that, man.
Yeah, consistency works for some people. Some people can do it once a year for a 3 or 4 month period and be hot every single year. You know, some people got to do it every single week. You know, you got to stay in their face like a television show. You know what I mean? You got to remind people that you're here because the people are always moving on to the next thing, man. Every half an hour, every hour, people are moving on to the next thing. You know what I mean?
Some people got no Instagram. You know those some people like the Jay-Z's and the people that don't got no Instagram. It seems like they're the most famous people. But you got people out here breaking their neck. They're trying to post every 5 minutes to maintain some kind of, you know what I mean?
And all right, guys. Twiz, you can answer this first, brother. What up, Primo? Appreciate you for tapping in, G's. But M says he needs to get Wayne on the podcast and connect positively. Is there any way? And Twiz, maybe this is just a question for Gilly, but bro, is there any way that Gilly can get Wayne to come on the podcast? Drake is entertaining the idea of coming on the show. Could he ever get Wayne to come on the show?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe you know, Wayne and Birdman could possibly happen. You know what I mean? Wallo already did a joint with Birdman
Yeah.
on his own little separate joint, but I feel like regardless of what Gil say, and even if he mentioned a name, it's not really no hard feelings. It's more like he more so make a joke about it now. You know what I mean? I feel like it would be lit if if they could sit down like that. That'd be probably the top John. If Gil and Wallow sit down, that would be probably the biggest thing on $1 million worth of game, just due to the history.
Bonds. If Drake does it, is Wayne gonna do it or not necessarily?
Not necessarily, but it's a potential because that mean it ain't no issue if Drake do it. You know that it ain't no issue with Wayne. Drake
Yeah,
went
but Drake never had no issue with Gil either, though. So
yeah, but still his loyalty to his man.
Yeah, sometimes it just
my man. I mean, I ain't
sometimes it just takes Drake something extra to realize that people mess with him. You know, like that one video that Gillie had put out that Drake was like, "Oh yeah, you messed with me. Show me the video where you messed with me." Or the other video where It's Biscuit heard, was it Funk Flex say something about Drake, and It's Biscuit looked back like, and then it was like a whole meme or whatever. Sometimes it takes a little extra push for not just Drake, anybody. It takes a little extra push for anybody to know that you care about them. You know what I mean? People ain't gonna know you give a damn about them by you sitting silent in the corner and not saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Mad dudes even be like that with me, scared to come up and say what's up to me. You know what I mean? But that's how the shit is, man. But what did I want to ask? I wanted to say, oh yeah, I want kind of irrelevant, but Bonds, can they get Jennifer Lopez on $1 million worth of game?
He got enough. He got enough subscribers. They. I don't know. I've never seen J-Lo on no podcast. So and then now she messing with Ben Affleck, back with Ben Affleck. You know, he Hollywood. They don't.
Yeah, you're right.
They only do TMZ, man.
You're right. Yeah. Now that she's back with Ben Affleck, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, she
on the Don. What up? You think they get Jennifer Lopez or Beyonce on $1 million worth of game easier, Twiz?
It would be J-Lo before Beyonce.
Okay, then.
I couldn't see them getting Beyonce on there. You know what I mean? But I feel like, they had Cube on there, man. Like Cube is like Ice Cube, bro. Yeah, I mean they had a super legend on that jump.
That's not J-Lo's cup of tea. I highly doubt that, man. I think if Jennifer Lopez was promoting a new album, a new television show, or a new movie, she could really use going on $1 million worth of game, because that's what really $1 million worth of game is now, you guys. It's really a promotional tool like that.
That's why Cube went there promoting the big three.
But plus, what we all got to remember is just because these artists are super celebrities, they human too. And a lot of people wouldn't mind going on there having a laugh. Wallow is going to make you laugh on the show if Gil don't. You know what I mean? So the vibes is, they people be liking them kind of vibes. You'd be surprised. It's just like Ice Cube. You don't see him jumping on podcasts every day, but he was on a podcast. Snoop was on there. They had Shaq on there. Like the list go on.
Yep, they proved themselves to be one of the most worthy podcasts. You know, like when Mike Tyson starts up his podcast, that's going to have everybody looking like, oh shit, of course I want to go have a conversation with Mike Tyson. And everybody is going to do that on his podcast. Gillie and them, you know, they worked their way up and they proved how much meaning their podcast really has to the culture. You know what I mean? Like, was it you who said it, Bonds? They don't even need to have a guest on some of the episodes. Yeah, you said that, Twiz. They don't even need to have a guest on some of the episodes, and they're still going to command 4,000 live viewers.
Facts. They had Mayweather, man. They had Mayweather on the show.
Yeah, they did King Von last interview. That was very cool.
They've done a lot of great things, man, that some other platforms wouldn't be able to do. You know, they went and they got Young Thug. They went and they got Shaq. You know what I mean? Like,
and now they're gonna get more people because now they're making themselves a part of the media market. So when when people come out with a movie, they're gonna be going to them, Breakfast Club, you know what I mean, and lining it up. So they're gonna have everybody.
Is Obama gonna go on the show, Bonds?
All right, we come out with another book and they get a couple more viewers.
Another book, exactly. Carmelo Anthony was just there talking about his new book.
Yes.
M says the Young Thug interview was hella good. Dot Focus says, what did Rabb say? I just got here. Since we're still on the topic, I will read it out. Rabb said, I'm happy for Gillie that he found a career for himself outside of music and he found success in doing it. I know how hard Wallo worked to get the ball rolling for the podcast, and I'm happy for those guys. Plus, the fact that both of them are from my hood is a bonus. So Ab is really happy for Ab is really happy for Gillie the Kid and Wallo. It's a bonus that they're actually from the same neighborhood. You know, Ab had explained to me on multiple occasions that, you know, he watched them come up and he was inspired by their come up, you know, and he gave us his aspect on both guys, you know, the fact that Gillie was able to reinvent himself, you know, into this new world of broadcasting. You know, the fact that Wallo was able to come out of jail and work as hard as he could to become a celebrity now, Twiz, a solidified celebrity, right?
That's a fact. He definitely celebrity status.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, that's the topic for Ab. And we're going to move on now to John the Don versus Sue Surf, man. First of all, let me bring it to you, Twiz. What is your anticipation level for this battle, 1 out of 10?
I give it about a 8.
You're gonna give it an 8?
Yeah.
All right. Bonds. So we were talking about Murder Mook versus Reed Dollars yesterday. We gave our predictions. Today we got to do John the Don versus Sue Surf. I want to know, in your opinion, Bonds, what's your excitement level for this? Are you more excited for Mook and Reed Dollars, or is this one all the trash talking? Does it got you?
Nah, I'm interested in this joint. I'm more interested in the Mook, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this would be right under that. I'm kind of almost equally interested, but I think this might be a better matchup, like a closer, a tighter, you know what I'm saying, one than the Mook and Reed. I think Mook and Reed may not be so tight. Somebody may have it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody may not. But I think with this one, with the John, I think they're gonna go ball for ball.
Yeah, John the Don actually explained to me in an interview, this is a battle that was supposed to happen a while ago. He said before this battle actually happened, Sue Surf actually retired. That's what John the Don said. I'm just wondering, you guys, is Sue Surf scared of John the Don? Is he scared to step in that ring with John the Don? I mean, why did he retire, Twiz? Some people say it's because he got hit, but I mean, why make a big spectacle? I'm retiring from the game. Is Sue Surf scared to get in that ring with John the Don? I mean, Cassidy has said Sue Surf is kind of having a hard time in finishing 3 rounds.
I don't think he's scared to get in the ring because he wouldn't be getting in the ring with him. But I also feel like Surf is the type of person where win, lose, or draw, the way he talked, man, he's going to change the whole narrative. You know what I mean? Surf took L's before, and he embraced losses, differently. So Surf is the type of guy where even if he lose, he gonna be like, man, I got 2 chains on, they 30,000 a piece. Look at my house. Look, I'm living luxurious, bro. Like at the end of the day, he's still winning. It would be great for the culture. John is just one of them guys where he not comfortable. No matter how much money he got, he still got the hungriness of a up and coming battle rapper. Like he don't care about all the glamorous stuff and all that. You know what I mean? He just be wanting to make statements in there. Where Surf is like he'll go in there. You gotta, like, when Surf step in there, you gotta be like, is it gonna be a 3-round Surf? You know what I mean? Like, so you don't know what to expect. Yeah, I mean, but they both great battle rappers. And as far as the retirement, like I said earlier, that's just to keep the people more anticipated when he do step in the ring.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think. If anything, he probably said that to, you know what I'm saying, boost it, make more people mention him. Like, yo, now you gotta battle so and so first. See who name keep coming up the most. Raise that price.
facts.
Yeah, he knew he was gonna go back.
Yes, it's all a business for Surf. He it's all about the business for him.
Yeah, it's all about the bag 100%, and Sue Surf knows right now. I think Sue Surf knows he's one of the hottest names in battle rap. Hell, Drake came and sat beside him at the last battle and pretty much solidified that, in my opinion. So if this battle is going to be extra interesting, Drake's obviously going to be watching. Bonds, is that gonna keep Sue Surf on his toes, knowing that Drake is going to be watching him extra closely, or has he always known that?
Yeah, he been on that for a while. So when he writing and preparing, yeah, he probably gonna be envisioning that. Gonna be in the crowd. He know how he gotta come. You know what I mean, facts.
Yeah, well, I've seen the way that John the Don has, evolved in his battle style. You know what I mean? He really caught his style after a while. And I was talking to him about it in the interview. So I'm really interested to see what he's going to unleash on Sue Surf. If Surf clams up though, Twiz, it's over.
Yeah, he gotta have a full heavy 3. Yeah, I mean, he gotta be the highest potential Surf that he can be. You can't have step with John. You can't make it like, oh, this was a battle I ain't care about anyway. You can't do none of that. You know what I mean? This battle is important,
Mm.
but
Everybody cares about this battle.
heck, everybody care about it. But Surf not no walk in the park either. So, it's gonna be a dog fight, man. You know what I mean? He just can't be. It ain't no forgetting no rounds or you know what I mean? You can't do none of that with John.
So, guys, I want you to tell me if you can hear this interview. We're going to go over some thoughts on this interview I did with John the Don. Actually had a couple things like that pop up in his history. Sue Surf, yeah. Sue Surf has actually got locked up a few times before battles.
That's a fact.
You guys can hear that fine? Everybody in the
Yeah.
chat, let me know that you can hear it fine as well.
Fact.
How are you feeling about this upcoming battle, John? How you feeling about it in relation to what else you've done in your career?
I mean, I feel like it's necessary. I feel like the shit that he's been talking for so long is like it really caught up to him in the worst way. Like it really caught up to him in the worst way. Like and he's just in a bad predicament right now. But I feel like it's necessary. I feel like it's something that the people wanted. If I was to stop battling today, people would still say, "Yo, we want to see you against Surf. We want to see you against Surf. We want to see you against Surf." And I would
Right there, Twiz. That is a credit to your point of you can't just say, "Oh, I didn't care about that battle." John the Don is going to bring up an example of Sue Surf actually losing to a female battle rapper, Bonds, in a moment. And okay, that's a battle. All right, whatever. Who cares? This battle is too important for somebody to just say it doesn't matter. This is a battle that everybody's going to remember. Maybe everybody doesn't remember the female that Sue Surf battled, but everybody's going to remember the outcome of John the Don versus Sue Surf. Wouldn't you say, Bonds?
That's a fact. That's a whole fact, bro. It's more riding on this one.
Let's get back to it right here.
Tired of hearing that. Like, I would get tired of hearing them. Because I lost interest in battling them. I did. I lost interest in battling them. It's like it's it's like beating on a dead horse. Like he's down. Like I'm just beating on him. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. But yeah.
So when Sue Surf was speaking out in front of all the rappers, all the battle rappers, what was it that made you step up and come up face to face with him and say, "I'm up"?
Because he's been running. He's been running. You can't say you about to come back and how you gonna come back and not see me? He tried to retire. See, this is documented proof. You on your journalist shit, so you can look this up. After Surf had his battle with 40 bars, his last battle, which against a chick that he lost to, he did an interview. I think it was on Hip Hop Is Real.
See, right there, he mentioned Surf losing to a female battle rapper. But Twiz, he also said he's running. He's running from me. How you going to come back here and not battle me? What did you think about that portion right there?
I feel like John been one to wreck with Surf, you know what I mean? This ain't really kind of nothing that new. He kind of been talking about like Surf and things of that nature. And John is one of them guys where he's fire, but he don't get the appearances that he really deserve. So he like y'all be putting these guys on these pedestals and all of that. You know what I mean? Do y'all not know who I am? So I feel like, he's going to go for like the Surfs and guys like that, just to prove how great he is. Because Surf is a guy that can sit back with his feet kicked up and talk about how great of a battle rapper he is. So John is like, well, put your money where your mouth is type of guy.
Yep. All right, so let me bring it back real quick, and I want you to give your thoughts on it, Bonds.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. But yeah.
So when Sue Surf was, speaking out in front of all the rappers, all the battle rappers, what was it that made you step up and come up face to face with him and say, "I'm up"?
Because he's been running. He's been running. You can't say you about to come back and how you gonna come back and not see me? He tried to retire. See, this is documented proof.
What do you think, Bonds? John says, "How you gonna come back and not think about battling me?" Sue Surf coming back, is it a little bit bigger than John the Don? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, so he putting himself in there.
No shade.
Yeah.
No shade. John the Don is the man.
Nah, he putting his hat in the ring, bro. Like, yeah, he making himself a part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, and obviously they probably was talking behind the scenes, so they worked it out. They got it. You know what I mean? So he in there. He feeling himself. He bringing that full confidence. That's what's up.
Twiz, the retirement. Do you think the retirement had anything to do with John the Don?
No, I doubt it. You know what I mean?
All right, let's take it.
Like Surf is he's smart and he focused on the bag. he do certain things to keep his stock boosted. If you battling every other month, bro, like your stock, like your stock gets kind of lowered. It got to be like a when you battle, it needs to be anticipated, bro. Like I said, when Mayweather come back and fight, they're like, yo, Mayweather about, you know what I'm saying? The arena sell out. Surf
Yep.
is smart. He's business minded when it come to this. He's not going to be jumping and battling people every other month, no matter how much he talk on Instagram and this and that. He got it mapped out on how to be strategic when he battled and who he battled and how to go about it. That's just my opinion.
Word. So let's get back in this, finish out this interview. Everybody in the chat, this is John the Don in my interview.
You on your journalist shit, so you can look this up. After Surf had his battle with 40 bars, his last battle.
So it was, just so everybody knows, it was Sue Surf versus 40 Bars, who is a female battle rapper that John the Don is saying Sue Surf lost to. John the Don is saying Sue Surf lost to 40 Bars in a battle.
Check that.
Listen.
After Surf had his battle with 40 Bars, his last battle, against a chick that he lost to, he did an interview. I think it was on Hip Hop Is Real. He was asking him who next or whatever. He was like, yeah, it gotta be John. It gotta be John. But at this time, the culture was saying Surf don't deserve a John battle. It was like, he doesn't deserve it. He got to do this and that. He don't deserve it. But I was looking at it like, even with URL, they didn't want to book it because they felt like they would be rewarding him for them bullshit performances. So then I go do a blog. The blog is up. I think the blog is got 200,000 followers, 200,000 views or some shit. I go do a blog and I'm like, look, I'll take the battle. I'm not the reward. I'm the punishment. Let me punish this nigga. Let me punish him. So people started to, now the campaign was switching now. Yeah, book it. Let John fuck him up. Let John fuck him up. So now is ready to get booked. And then he puts a tweet out, I'm retiring. So once I say and get a campaign going, say, let's do it, you want to retire now.
So Bonds, what do you think, man? Is that just coincidence? Is it
I guess he said Surf said his name first, so you know what I mean? I guess that's why he on it like that. But yeah, I guess he feeling like he got something to prove. It's tight personal. He want to put him out. So I ain't mad. I'm here for it.
What do you think listening to that, Twiz, man? He just broke it down. He went into the past of when their battle was first set up to be arranged and how Surf mysteriously retired after saying John was the next one. You think it was just coincidence?
I feel like it was just a method to his madness. I feel like if he was scared of John, with that time that passed from when he did battle 40, he would have lined up a different battle. There's plenty of ways and plenty of battle rappers that make excuses for not battling certain people. So he could have took that route. He could have been like, man, John not on my level. Do you know who I am? Surf could have been talking and talk.
I like what you said. I like what you said right there, Twiz. He said he had just battled 40. He didn't necessarily battling 40 and then going up to John the Don. That's kind of a step up. You know what I mean? So yeah, I see what you're saying there, Twiz. You inadvertently said that. 40 got bars, Primo said. Everybody check the video. And if you guys missed it, I pinned it up. Go check out my exclusive interview with John the Don. Let me see if there's any.
Watch that 40 bars joint.
Yo, this after listening to this John the Don interview, Bonds, and I don't know what headlines you might have seen on the internet. This John Sue Surf battle's kind of heated, huh?
Yeah, seeming like it might be a little bit of personal to it. Like, so, like I said, man, I want to see it. You know what I mean?
It's more heated on John and
yeah.
Yeah, Surf just has his feet kicked up like, all
Yeah.
right.
I don't know Zori, bro. Or who
Yes.
Maury.
Surf somewhere in the jacuzzi right now, man. Yeah.
He's such a boss, but you know what? John the Don is such a hard working dude. You know what I mean? He's a boss too. You know what I mean?
Silverback.
That's a fact. He started his own league, and that joint is prosperous, though. Yeah.
Yep. Let me see. What
So
do we
you
got
get
here?
on your commentating shit. Now you're saying you want to come back. You think you about to come back and see anybody else?
Let's address that. Let's address that real quick.
Investigating.
Let's address that. He said, Twiz, he said, so now you're on your commentating shit and now you want to come back. What did you make of Sue Surf doing the commentating? Is that something that battle rappers would normally do? They would go and give their thoughts while they're not actually battling that night?
Yeah, they definitely do. A handful of them do. I'm not going to say all of them.
The
But
popular one.
a lot of them do, whether it's on an interview, whether they on their Instagram. They always talk about other battle rappers and other battles. And, they kind of separate themselves from, other battle rappers. Like, you know what I mean? They can point out another battle rapper mistake, their weaknesses and things of that nature, whether they battled them or not. So, it don't shock me.
Bonds, what did you think, man? Putting him on commentary, commentating after the battles, just a good ratings move?
Yeah, I'm keeping his name relevant and all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know who I did was, but yeah, it's a good thing, though.
Yes, you're right. Keeping his name relevant. You would see that in any type of sports. You know what I mean? Mostly wrestling. I don't know if they do it so much in other sports. If they'd have
Boxing.
baseball player, boxing. You know,
You had Snoop commentating for the Tyson fight.
right. And 50 Cent actually just did some commentating too. Weirdly enough, they're really starting to get paid more for that thing nowadays.
Facts.
But let's see what else we got here because now we're going to hear what John the Don has to say about this commentating. Let's speak to you about that. You know, what was your thoughts on like the battle rapper Sue Surf versus the battle analyst Sue Surf? He did say to you it took 10 years.
Right. That's how long he ran. That's how long he ran. I can't chase nobody that's not running away. So if you're saying I'm chasing you, that means you're running away. You can't. That's just bad on your part, but it ain't just him. You know, he got the protection. URL protection. URL gonna make sure he get the safest battles, and he's the brand. Like even when he couldn't battle no more, look, we're gonna keep him around. We're gonna give him a commentating job. We're gonna keep him around. We're gonna keep his face, you know what I mean, in front of the people. His name going, and then we're gonna bring him back. We're gonna have this whole big announcement. Sue Surf coming back. Like niggas ain't excited for no Sue Surf return right now.
Before I get on Bonds, Twiz, are the people excited for a Sue Surf return?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Surf himself is a brand. We can't downplay that, man. I don't care if he mess around or not, bro. He's a heavy, impactful name when we talking URL. He's one of them names that's gonna get mentioned next to Mook. Loaded Lux. These guys are stamped all the way around when it comes to this battle rap stuff, man. Definitely can't discredit them. Like, people love Surf, man.
And Bonds, now I'm going to talk to you, man, being the closest one here to the URL family. Bonds, you're on mute.
Oh, my bad.
Does this sound like something Smack would do, man? To help keep Sue Surf relevant, put him on commentary, keep him in the safe battles.
Oh no, Smack, my man, bro. But
he's got to be a smart businessman, yo. It just did it kind of sound like what Smack was doing with OTF back in the day?
Nah, I mean,
Do I need to
It was
rewind?
kind of our thing to really not, you know what I mean, not wanting to like mess with nobody else. But I don't know. Like I don't know how he doing with them, but I do be hearing, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those battle leagues be having like contracts and all that and dudes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Mac's gonna know how to mess with the key players, the Sue Surfs, the Cassidys.
and you when there's a business, I guess you gotta move like that. Like you gotta protect the brand and you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Move the commodity in the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? Where you can capitalize the most off of it, man. So
Twiz, it was URL that had banned Math Hoffa at one point.
I think so for punching when he, you know what I mean, for the punching people in the face and all that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Smath says Math Hoffa is banned from URL. Bonds, maybe this is like a whole conversation for another day, but how hard do you think it was for Smack to actually, ban Math Hoffa, one of the dopest battle rappers from back then?
yeah. But no, smack like, you know what I'm saying? At that point, since math was out, if you're not in control, like, you know what I'm saying? Then, if this is my thing and I'm controlling this and this is my name on this and I'm riding, it's like I can't have a wild card, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't have somebody else that think they in control or that don't respect my authority, like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care what, you know what I mean, what you bring to the table. You can't break the table, man.
That right there was about making the example for all battle rappers. Like, this is not accepted. We paying y'all guys good money. Keep it professional. If it's that serious, y'all better go fight on your own in time, not here on these events, not after the events. He had to, because if he was just letting stuff go on, later on you might hear about things getting worse. You know what I mean? And it's setting the example, man. It's a business.
That's what's up, Twiz. Bonds, really respect that answer. But now we got to get to our predictions. We've heard what John the Don had to say. He said a whole lot more. You might want to go check it out, Bonds. It's all over the internet. But I had the pleasure of interviewing John the Don. Y'all can check it out. What's up, Bonds?
I seen your interview.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was dope. No, I ain't see all of it, but I seen some of it. It was dope. Yeah. The first part you was playing, I already had heard that.
So I'm going to ask everybody in the chat your Sue Surf predictions, your Sue Surf versus John the Don predictions. And then I'm going to, I don't think I gave an overall rating of how excited I am for this battle. So after hearing all that, my excitement level for this battle is actually at I got to give it like at least a 9 because I'm really more excited to see this battle than I was to see Sue Surf versus Geechee Gotti. And I actually saw that one live in person. So we got John the Don versus Sue Surf. I want to know everybody in the chat's prediction. We were raging tonight, you guys. We were just about at 100 people. We're rocking tonight. Let me see. 290 says Surf is an OG in this battle rap shit. His return is going to be felt if he kills his next battle. So what is your prediction, though, 290 Eastside Kid? And I'm going to go first to Bond Simmons. Who do you got on predictions tonight for John the Don versus Sue Surf? Last night, Bonds predicted Murder Mook over Reed Dollars.
Yeah, I'm going John.
Woo! You're going John?
Going John. That's surprising. But
it is. Can you elaborate? What do you think? Surf is going to slip up? Do you think John has just been preparing for this battle for 2.5, 3 years?
That's part of it. And initially, I think Surf is a better. I think Surf. You know what I'm saying? I like Surf better. But for this particular battle, I feel like both of them too. John has been getting better lately. You know what I'm saying? And Surf hasn't. You know what I'm saying? As far as the battle. So I just feel like, you know what I mean? Meeting right there. John should, John should edge it out probably 2-1.
That's interesting, man. You said Twiz. He said that John has been getting better, but Sue Surf has not been getting better. That's a very interesting aspect. 290 said, yeah, Math Hoffa was tripping when he punched Sirius Jones. But let's get everybody's thoughts on John the Don versus Sue Surf, the predictions before we go to Twiz. Bonds, he just took it off and said John the Don is going to take this one. So obviously it's going to be 2-1, right? Bonds, it's not going to be is it going to be a 3-0?
Nah, it ain't gonna be no 3-0. It's gonna be a 2, probably 2-1. It could be a debatable either way. It could be close. It might not be a clear winner. And yeah, I don't think John will kill him at all.
Okay. Ric Flair says, I think Surf is going to really turn up. He wins if he don't choke. John is very hard to beat, but Surf will have that crowd. Damon, appreciate you, Damon, tapping in. He said, I got Surf. That's 2 for Surf right there. Primo, Surf. King City, Surf is a vet. Everybody in the chat, read or write actually your response. Who do you got? Sue Surf or John the Don? And write a little response if you want. Let me know, what do you think it's going to be? 2-1. If you think it's going to be a 3-0. And for what guy who's going to win it. Let me bring it over to Twiz. We see the chat is sort of leaning towards Sue Surf. Who are you leaning towards right now?
I'm gonna say John 21 Savage. You know what I mean? John 21 Savage 2-1.
John is gonna take it. You say John's gonna take it. Does he set it right off in the first round and kill Surf in the first one, or does he kill him in the third one, Twiz?
I feel like John might get him in the second and third. I feel like Surf first round is probably gonna hit super hard. You know what I mean? But I feel like John might. I feel like John gonna get over, because that's the problem with the battle rap culture is, John is like an underdog. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, it's battle rappers that do respect his craft, respect his style of battling. Like John will go over your head. You really gotta keep up with what he talking about. You know what I mean? But the thing is, what is Surf going to bring to the table? Surf with a fully loaded 100 drum is dangerous. You know what I mean? He's dangerous, and John is talking a lot. So you know what I mean? He could, Surf might get over on him, but I'm rocking with John on this one.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. What angles do you think John the Don is going to take against Sue Surf? Is he going to take the angle of him flubbing his lines? Is he going to take the angle of him retiring, like he's been saying in interviews, or is he going to leave a lot of that interview talk out, Twiz?
I think John gonna push the narrative that Surf is overrated, because how he talk, that's how I feel like John feel about Surf. I feel like John feel like Surf is put on a higher pedestal than the battle rapper that he really is. And I'm speaking just from how he talk about Surf. You know what I mean? It's like he don't really give Surf too much credit on nothing. I mean, seriously, like it's all like he running, smack protecting them, this and that. So I feel like he think that Surf feels as though he's bigger than what he is, even though Surf is such impactful for the culture, man. I got love for Surf, but I feel like it's personal with John, and John got more of a point to prove.
All right, so 290 Eastside Kid said John is underrated, but if Surf gets in his bag, it's over. And then 290 Eastside Kid said Surf. Salute to you, McFlair. Free ab. Salute my brother Dark Low. And Eastside said Surf's gonna have the hardest first round for sure. And I'm gonna go ahead and give my prediction. Mine's pretty short and sweet. I'm rocking with Sue Surf on this battle. I think Surf is gonna take this battle, man. That's just my prediction. I think Surf is gonna go on from John the Don to Murder Mook next, like Twiz. But also, Twiz, you did say, which I agree with, that he chooses his battles appropriately. But Surf did say he's got a contract for Joey Jihad December 8th or something like that. So we could see Surf before next year, where I fully expect him to be battling Murder Mook.
Yeah, that would be good. I
Yeah.
can't see him battling Hattie though. You know what I mean?
He said he had the contract, Twiz.
It sound good. Surf just trolling.
He said he had the contract, man.
Who knows, man.
Who did Surf challenge? Surf challenged somebody, but said he could do it in a small room, and then they were like, "I ain't battle you in a small room. You're tripping."
I think that was Bugsy.
Bugsy?
Yeah, I think it was Bugsy.
But yeah, it seems like Surf has that app deal or something like that, where he's like, "Yo, I could battle anybody I want. We could do it on the app and make bread."
Yeah, that would be good. Bugsy is dangerous. It's Bugsy. I feel like Bugsy would be more dangerous than Hattie this day and time.
Bro, I was talking to Joey the other day. I was talking to Joey Jihad the other day. He told me he's got some things up his sleeve, bro.
That's what they all say.
Bro, I'm rocking with Joey, man.
I'm rocking with Joey too on the strength of Philly, but I feel like he would have to step in the ring a couple times before he jump in front of Surf.
Joey's been showing us love for a while now, Twiz.
Facts.
He really has. You know what I mean? Ever since he really hit me up and saluted me on the AR Rabb shit and told me some dope stories about Ab and stuff. So major salute to Joey Jihad. But yeah, man, I feel like we covered this topic pretty well. I thought that was interesting how we went over it with the interview. Bonds, you think we should do some shit like that in the future?
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add that to the arsenal.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of things to go over, especially when we were talking about that whole Cassidy, Jay-Z, I'm a hustler thing. I have this whole interview with Cassidy speaking on that. We should probably touch on it. But right now, we got it for our main course, for the main event of the night. We got to dig into one of the biggest hip-hop beefs in history. This is a hip-hop beef that rivals Dr. Dre versus Eazy-E. This is a hip-hop battle that rivals 50 and Ja itself. I'm talking about two generals going at it, you guys. The Game and 50 Cent. And tonight, I want to answer the question, does the Game regret that beef? Because as I tagged you and got you both in it earlier, an old interview of the Game from 2019 resurfaced with Talib Kweli. And the Game said that he and 50 Cent would probably be billionaires at this point if they never broke up. Now, before you logged in, Twiz had said he finds it hard to believe they would have been billionaires just by rapping back to back bonds. I found that to be an interesting comment. Off rip, what do you think about that, man? I think that's true.
Yeah, Twiz got it. Twiz hit that right on the head. Game is confident, man. You know what I mean? You feel like, he could have made $1 billion if he was with 50. I mean, he stayed with Dre. Dre got the $1 billion, so
yeah,
the man that got the $1 billion.
And let's be honest, 50 Cent is on his way to $1 billion through the market of television and film. Yeah. So the Game saying, "Oh, me and 50 Cent would have had $1 billion by now if we were just rapping back to back. How we do number 33 or something like that." That was a very good breakdown from Twiz. You know what I mean? But we got to be honest, they would have been making serious money. The Game's second album sales pretty much, I want to say they dropped in half. Bonds, what do you think? How was the Game affected from the documentary to the Doctor's Advocate, in your opinion? They dropped him down from Aftermath to Geffen.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, he was still riding, I think, 50's momentum and success from the first album. So, to be fair to him, you know what I'm saying, that was a lot of the extra fluff on that first album. Like, you know what I mean? So being with the second album, he was with Drado still. So I mean, like, what can we say? Like, you making with arguably the greatest producer, I mean, hip hop producer of all time. So whatever you lost, if you didn't lose him, you got the most important thing. You know what I mean, most important ingredient to have a diamond album. Man.
So let's see here. The Game's second album, the singles that were featured were, let's see, the singles on the Game's second album, The Doctor's Advocate, were actually It's Okay, One Blood, very big single, Let's Ride, not so big of a single, and then Wouldn't Get Far, Hip Hop Trivia, Wouldn't Get Far featuring who, Twiz?
I don't know. I don't know offhand who that featured. Wouldn't Get Far.
Featuring Kanye West.
Okay.
Yeah. You're talking about the girls. Wouldn't get far.
So, second album, he has Kanye West, he has Dr. Dre, he has all these guys. You know what I mean? So it's like he has will.i.am, Nate Dogg, Swizz Beats, Busta Rhymes is still back in the fold. Snoop Dogg is right there riding with him. Nas joining him on Why You Hate the Game. You know what I mean? So he still really has that core presence that he was used to.
Right.
You know, but when do you think he really started to feel the heat of not being a part of G Unit? Twiz, was it around the LAX album? Was it after that?
I feel like it was around the time where he saw 50 blowing up how he did. You know what I mean? And it's just like, damn, bro, we all humans. So I'm pretty sure Game's sitting at home like, damn, I was with this guy. You know what I mean? Now he making these lit series, the movies, even taking it back to the Get Rich or Die Trying movie. You know, all of these things, man. It's like,
Wow.
this guy is reaching such an elevation of success. If I was there with him, we could have made this better. That's how, people be feeling at the end of the day. But the question is, would 50 benefited from Game, or would the Game have benefited more from 50 if he was still 50? Like, he talking about they would have been billionaires. He just looking at his career and what's going on now, and he see what's going on with 50, and he like, damn, I should have, I should have had a piece of that cake, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, the underdogs on top. Start thinking about songs like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his biggest singles, Hate It or Love It and How We Do. But I'm looking it up right now. So the Get Rich or Die Trying movie was actually released in November of 2005. So yeah, right after they start beefing, like I'm trying to figure out when he left G Unit in 2005. But it seems like right after, all right, so March, no, I'm trying to find an actual date of when he left, when he got kicked out of G Unit. I'm trying to see if he was kicked out of G Unit before that November. Hold on one second. The Game, so the Doctor's Advocate release date might tell us something, but I want to say they released the Doctor's Advocate the very next year. They stayed on top of it, but if you were asking the question of, let's see, November, it released a year after. So maybe he was still with him at that point. But the Doctor's Advocate moved 360,000 units first week.
Mm-hmm. He still had the ear of the people, fresh off of that beef and all that. He was very relevant.
Facts.
Very relevant.
That was 220,000 records short of what the documentary did, though, Bonds. The documentary did 586, so 220,000 units more.
And that's when he started feeling the pressure of not being with 50.
Yep. And then came the LAX album came after that. So the LAX album actually dropped. So they made him wait 2 years. So he went from a year, 2005, 2006. Then they made him wait 2008 in LAX. And his single on LAX actually was Game's Pain with Keisha Cole, which is a song that I really like, but not a lot of people really enjoyed for some reason. I thought it really had a Tupac feel to it, but nobody agreed with me. He also had My Life with Lil Wayne, and let me tell you what LAX moved first week. It moved 238,000 units first week. So he went down another 120,000 units. Why do you think that was, Bonds? Because they waited 2 years to release another album?
Yeah, probably, and those singles wasn't as big as the singles off of the other albums either. And I don't know, the promotional budget probably definitely wasn't the same. He wasn't, it was dwindling down. Now he was what 3 years removed from G Unit.
Yep, now he's 3 years
going down.
removed. George, but I need the month. I need the month that 50 Cent went on the radio and kicked the game out of G Unit. It wasn't Twiz. It wasn't too long after the documentary dropped that he kicked him out, was it?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't think so.
50 almost kind of used that, I think, for a promotional tool for the massacre, kicking game out of there.
Yeah, that you got a point right there. 50 playing chess how he do. I wouldn't put it past him. You know what I mean?
Right. And then, like you said, Twiz, so after that, the game had to witness everything that 50 was doing in 2005. After that, putting out Tony Yayo's album, making Tony Yayo the biggest rapper, the biggest hype man to ever become a rapper, Bonds, was Tony Yayo. They brought this man out on BET 106 in Park 2 or 3 different times. You know what I'm saying? And then, what's up, Bonds?
That's your man.
Yeah, that's my guy right there. And then after that, they did the Get Rich or Die Trying movie. So it's like, wow, the game's seeing all this. He's like, damn, what did I do? And the game's thinking about it like, because the old saying was when the game and 50 broke up, it was like the hip hop Beatles broke up. The game just thinks if they didn't break up, the game would have moved 10 million units 5 more times, though, Bonds. Do you think that's accurate?
Nah.
No artist does that.
Right. He's right.
In the case, he would be able to push them units by himself. At least half of those units.
Half of them.
Hey, well, by 2008, the game was still moving 238,000 units in a single week in 2008. So let's fast forward to his next album. It's 2011. Good God. So now they've upgraded from 1 year to 2 years to now 3 years, Bond, and releasing an album. Well, what do you think of that pattern right there, just being an artist?
Yeah, because things got to make sense, and according to his, they probably got to hype him up doing other things. So, you never know what was transpiring during that time. We had to look at the times and see exactly what was going on that could have delayed his process, or you know what I'm saying.
But this delay, Twiz, it has to be what's affecting the sales. I mean, the fact, okay, maybe he lost 200,000 fans from being detached from G Unit from 2005 to 2006. But when they didn't release another album in 2007 and they waited to 2008, I think that has something to do with the next decline of 120,000 fans.
We could say that, but it's also about the quality of the music you're putting out also.
He had My Life, and he had don't you remember that other song he had where it was the street single? 1 second, let me
Game's Pain, you said?
No, Game's Pain was the one with Keisha Cole, but he had another street single called like Big Dreams. Yeah, he had Big Dreams. I'm standing on the block with a quarter in my pocket. Let me serve. That's what he was saying. He said, I'm standing on the block with a quarter in my pocket. Let me serve. I was like, who the hell would rap that? Like, he didn't even have nothing that rhymed with serve.
Yeah. Like I said, it gotta be the quality of music. like you put an album out, it can't just have one or two hot songs. Like, you know, it's like when Wayne dropped Carter 3 and things of that nature, like, you know, the substance, the energy, it was completely different. You know what I mean? It was attracting the people.
Okay, so here's another thing I'm looking at, you guys. So they moved him over to Geffen, right, by 2006, and then Geffen also released LAX in 2008. So the Red album comes out on Black Wall Street / Interscope. So that comes out. The Red album comes out, and that has the single y'all probably maybe know about it, Red Nation. It
Yeah.
came out 2011 on Black Wall Street / Interscope, and by the next year, the Game had Interscope release his album called Jesus Piece. So he seems like he's starting to get his album process back on track, is what I'm saying, you guys. Or at least for two, at least. But what do you guys remember about the Red Nation? Because what I remember about Jesus Piece is that's when he beat up 40 Glock for the promotion, and they did about 100,000 units first week. You guys, Twiz, do you remember anything about Red Nation other than the fact that they filmed a video in a red silhouette?
Only thing I remember was it was a good weed plate.
He was really missing G Unit at this point.
Facts. He was missing G Unit, man. Bro, Red.
I don't
He
know,
needed
yo.
50, man.
Let's take a look at his feature list on this, man. The City featuring Kendrick Lamar. Drug Test featuring Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. Martians vs. Goblins with Tyler the Creator and Lil Wayne. Red Nation with Lil Wayne. Good Girls Go Bad with Drake. Heavy Artillery with Rick Ross and Philly's own Beanie Siegel. He had some records in the cut. Bonds, Paramedics with Young Jeezy, Speakers on Blast with Big Boy and E40, Hello with Lloyd. Jesus, he has everybody on this album. Wale, Chris Brown, Nelly Furtado.
Damn. That just show you, man. It's all in the artist. You can have all the features you want. Where you got some artists might have 2 or 3 features, but you got to walk that album down yourself.
Yeah.
Bonds, can I get a prediction? What do you think with all those features after Game goes from 586 on his debut album to 360 on his sophomore album to 238,000 on his third album? What do you think he sold first week on his fourth album?
About 100 and...
You're right. It says right here he's selling well over 100,000 copies in the first week. We don't have an exact number, but well over 100,000 copies.
I was gonna say 118. Some shit.
Wow. Wow. So these Game albums, Game. Why do you guys think, Twiz? Why do you think Game wanted to break away from G Unit? Was it, or did he not want to? Do you think was it just 50 kicking him out of the group on the radio that day?
They probably him and 50 probably had some behind the scenes disagreements, and 50 being the guy that he is, this just the assumption. 50 getting rid of you if you know he see anything that he don't like. But who knows? Like, I don't really know what happened with that situation.
Yeah. You don't really know because you've heard like stories that something might have happened behind the scenes. You've got the obvious stories, Bonds, of the Game wanted to work with 50 Cent's enemies. Bonds, do you think if 50 didn't have an issue with Game working with Nas, Fat Joe, Jadakiss, do you think that Game would have stayed with G Unit, or do you think Game was kind of feeling a way about having all those labels attached to his, business?
Yeah, and he probably, Game probably want, feeling himself and his confidence and don't want to let somebody, tell him what to do. You know what I mean? Probably didn't realize that you got to play your position at a certain point, man. You know what I'm saying?
So you earn that spot, and then you can, you know what I mean, do it the way you want to do it. But you know what I mean? He wasn't playing chess. He was playing checkers, man. He lost that position, man.
And this is one of the big things that the game actually mentioned in this interview with Talib Kweli. He was like, Twiz, he was like, what he did to G Unit was so heavy. Like, you know what I mean? All the shots that he really took at, because you know what the game did. He took shots at every G Unit artist. He took shots at every endorsement that 50 was doing. Do you think that really destroying the G Unit brand ultimately? I mean, creating GU not for crying out loud. Do you think that's what's ultimately going to keep 50 from ever reuniting with Game in any fashion, Twiz?
Yeah, man. When 50 done with you, he done with you. I didn't see 50 reunite with nobody that he had an issue or a beef with. He just one of them guys like real rat. Like he got people that he was cool with where he might not be dealing with them. So it's like when 50 is like done with you, bro, I feel like it's a dunion. Like I don't even know why Game even mentioning that. He should
I
put it
mean,
in.
he's mentioned him since this interview, coming here and saying that they could have been billionaires. We've seen him mention him as early as months ago, Twiz, saying that he would be interested in doing a versus battle with him.
Yeah.
Facts that wouldn't be a good versus anyway, but I guess he's just trying to break the ice with 50, man. He
Exactly.
wanted to get a handshake with him and for them to laugh it off and to put the past behind them. But we all know 50 is too petty for that, man. Like
Right.
50 is soulless when it comes to that type of stuff. He will once an enemy, it's like you always an enemy.
Well, Bonds, if anybody was it Bonds, if anybody was it the Game who really put all the dents in the G Unit armor?
You said did he put dents in the armor?
Do you think out of everybody, do you think it was the Game who put the worst dents in the G Unit armor? I mean, what did he say? He was like, boom, boom, that's a shot in Lloyd Banks' promotional truck.
Yeah.
Shot in Glock's promotional truck. Like he was going at everybody, man.
Yeah. Between him and I would have to say him and maybe Rick Ross.
Yeah, it's like I think Rick Ross really came through and bulldozed the whole thing. But also, Twiz, with all this Game coming back to G Unit talk, the Game messed G Unit up so bad. What is there even for the Game to come back to, Twiz?
There is no G Unit no more. It's like it's just 50, bro. Like we hold on G Unit. When the last time we seen G Unit together as a group? Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just seeing like what he went through, what 50 went through with like Buck, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that the Game would be put on a higher pedestal than Buck was? Like Buck then cried on the phone with him and everything, you know what I mean? So what do the Game think that he would have to all like even if the Game was more successful than 50, 50 still wouldn't mess with him. He just that type of guy, man.
More successful than Buck, let's say, Twiz.
Yeah, if he was more successful than Buck,
which he was.
facts. But I mean, like right now, like you know what I mean, which he probably is now. You know what I mean. But I feel like 50, like 50 is somebody that he was saying things about Jay-Z, where Jay-Z is more successful than him. I couldn't even picture them two working together. Like 50 ego and everything. Like I just wouldn't even. If I was the Game, that wouldn't be a topic I would be touching on, man. Because it's like you crying over spilled milk. You know what I mean? It's like that'd never happen.
You're the one who spilled the milk. You know what I mean? You're the one who
Took it over.
you started rubbing it
Don't
out.
backtrack now.
You started rubbing the milk with the non-absorbent towel. Bonds, George McCarthy says, but Mikey, he did give Buck another chance after he talked smack. Bonds, what's the difference with 50 Cent giving young Buck another shot Even though Buck was a core member of G Unit, the game came out and sold 5 million copies and then another 3 million. The game sold 10 million in comparison to Buck's 2 to 3 million. So why not give Game another shot?
Yeah, well, he had more history with Buck anyway. You know what I'm saying? So and Game was like a just an association thing, and then he did go farther, man. He went whole with the GU Nat, and you know what I'm saying. We was never really men's like that anyway. Then you know what I mean. You went in violating, like that's a different situation when him and Buck kind of came up together. Like you know what I'm saying, they got more history together.
Yeah, he seriously violated. Appreciate everybody sharing this. Everybody share this video right now. We got 100 people in here. Twiz, I'm gonna propose that same question to you, man. George McCarthy says he did give Buck another chance after he talked smack. What's the difference right there, Twiz? Why
Yup.
would he give Buck another chance when Buck went on shows and he said FG unit, FG unit?
Well,
You know what I mean?
from my perspective, it's two reasons. One of the reasons is what Bond said, the history. The other reason is the time differential. At the end of the day, was the game trying to get back with 50 in the early 2000s around '06? So was this being accomplished? Was the game trying to make it happen? We talking about 2021. 50 not even focused on music now. Like, what do you want? Like, I mean, what you want, a scene in one of his series or something? 50 just got that award. I can't think of the award he got offhand. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro,
Hollywood, Walk of Fame, on
facts,
Hollywood, star on Hollywood shit.
facts. He just did the Hollywood joint and all of that. So it's like, bro, what do you expect 50 to do for you now? He's in a different bracket right now. You know what I mean? He different. He not out here. It ain't no get rich or die trying 3 out or nothing like
It
that.
ain't it ain't back in the day. You know
It's
what I mean?
not.
It ain't 2007. If you had reached out in 2007, maybe it would have been a different story. Now, M here says game became too big for G Unit. I think by the basic conversation that we just had here, game became less big without G Unit Bonds. I think that's pretty much what we discovered.
Right. He thought he was too big for Jim because
He got
everybody probably telling him, you know what I'm saying,
he
yo, you got the
big.
whole coast. Mm.
But I'm going to agree with Blicky Ricardo Bonds, who says game is a Dre throwaway. I'm disagreeing because Dr. Dre has had many artists before that never saw the light of day. The game actually has a career now. The game has toured all over the world. So there's no way that game is a Dr. Dre throwaway. Did you want to speak on that, Twiz?
Not really. You know what I'm saying? That's a opinion. I just feel like when you dealing with somebody like Dre has to benefit from you, man. Like,
Right, because see, 50 threw, I mean, Dre threw him to 50 though, and that's why he popped because Dre put him with 50 and 50, you know what I mean, put him down with the unit and then he popped. Now if Dre didn't put him down with 50 and he just put his album out, or he probably would have never put his album out, but if he would have put a single out and it didn't fly off the shelves, he probably would have been in the same position everybody else was in. But he just
facts,
he caught that train with 50.
But
facts.
50 was trying, we've heard this, you've probably read it in interviews. 50 was trying to impress Dr. Dre and show Dr. Dre what he could have done. And you know what, guys? I think if Game would have played cool or whatever, I think if he would have played the role, I think that they could have went a lot further. I think Dr. Dre and Eminem would have had a lot more to do with the careers of Banks, Buck, Yayo, Game, G Unit as a whole. I think the whole reality show we were talking about the other day possibly would have happened with all of them having a G Unit Shady Aftermath reality show. If Game would have followed suit. And Bonds, there would have been nothing wrong with Game following suit. He probably would have gotten a release date every year.
Of course, man. You know,
Pride is a mug. It's a mug, man.
Twiz, why was it so hard for this man to follow suit? It wasn't hard for Yayo. It wasn't hard for Banks. Mobb Deep ended up signing. Mace wanted to come and follow suit. You know what I mean? Olivia was there for a few years waiting on her album. It wasn't hard for all these other artists to follow suit.
It's nothing else that I can explain besides being big headed. You know what I mean? He was super lit at that time when he was with the unit. So he was like, I don't need them. I'm the star. You know what I mean? He tried to outshine the master and it ain't work.
Exactly.
Guys, I want you to think back, Twiz, Bonds, I want you to think back. Have we ever seen this in hip hop history before? Twiz, have we ever seen somebody do this before?
Yeah, we seen people do it, but more on a successful level.
Right.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, Dre right after him. Yeah, I'm talking
Brown.
Yeah.
Who Bonds?
Brown.
Who?
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
Oh, how long was he successful for?
It's a new addition.
Forever.
He was successful. Man.
Bobby Brown was cool as hell back in the day, Bonds.
Bobby Brown was the man. When I was a little kid, when I was 7, 8,
he's still that guy, yeah, man.
Nah, Bobby that guy, man. Shout out to Bobby, man. For sure he is. For sure he is, man.
Guys, if Game would have stayed, Twiz, if Game would have stayed with G Unit, would they have started, making the G Unit albums with him as a group, or do you think they would have stuck to the core Yayo, Banks, 50, and Buck?
Even if he would have stayed with G Unit, it wouldn't have lasted because 50 had bigger plans. Yeah, I mean, 50 is like a Jay-Z where it's like you can't be clamped and stuck with a group too much. You look at these guys that be like the head of these groups, whether it's 50, whether it's Jay-Z, whether it's Cam, these guys eventually end up branching off. They set people up, everybody get in the position, and you got to understand that stuff not going to last forever.
No, it's a fact. It's hard dealing with multiple, personalities, man. It's always hard. That's why it'd be hard for dudes to come together.
Facts.
A lot of times, man.
So I feel like if Game stayed, it wouldn't have changed Game career. You know what I mean? Game can only change his career. That light shed.
I think 50 had a plan for G Unit, man. I think 50 wanted to give every single artist in G Unit a label. I think he wanted Game to have G Unit West. I think he wanted Buck to have G Unit South. You know what I mean? I think he was going to do the G Unit New York branch with Yayo and Banks. So I think he really wanted to give Game an opportunity to have his own label. I mean, how couldn't Game see that? 50 must have said it to him before, Bonds. Wouldn't you think, like, I'm trying to give you your own label? Do you think he had to yell that at him once or twice?
Nah, yeah, of course, like I'm saying, but everybody don't have the same vision. You know what I'm saying? For one. And like he said, man, like you could put, like you see with a lot of dudes, like Jason, like a lot of dudes, you could try to teach dudes the blueprint, man. You could lead a horse to water, like they say, man, but you can't make them drink. You know what I mean? So, but listen, I consider that a good problem, man. Like, listen, all of us on the panel, man, if y'all want to break up and get y'all own shows after we done made 10, 20 million together, then go ahead. Let's make the 20 first, though, man.
So listen, Blicky says 50 wanted the next 50. No one grabbed the baton. Let's talk about that because I disagree. I disagree. The Beg for Mercy album was arguably one of the best group albums, but Lloyd Banks came out and sold 440,000 units in 1 week, Twiz. He dropped On Fire, he dropped I'm So Fly, and he dropped Karma. 3 certified bangers on his album. I think, Twiz, that Lloyd Banks grabbed the baton.
He was a hot rapper, but I understand I don't know. I missed the name of who just penned that, and that's a good valid point right there. Let's not forget he was under the umbrella of 50. Banks is a great rapper, but was Banks is Banks a star? And I don't mean a celebrity. I mean like You know what I mean? Like, is he the next Wayne? Was he the next, Jay-Z? Was he the next, the where everybody is going crazy for? Banks is a person where people respect his bars that love hip hop. Yeah, I mean, he made some definitely got some songs. I ain't going to trip, but at the end of the day, you got to have a little bit more of a package to be a star. You can't just be a good rapper.
He sold 440,000 units in the first week. Bonds, what's your take on that? Do you agree with Twiz on that?
Exactly, because 50 was looking for somebody to take them reins in the behind the scenes as well. For one, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's different being a good,
Right.
I'm saying artist, good rapper. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say that the fact that Lloyd Banks put out that ultra successful debut album and then didn't and he dropped that in July of 2004, and then he didn't get another solo album until October of 2006. I want to say that was a major hindrance on Lloyd Banks's career because he went from selling 400,000 units in a week to 160,000 in a week. And for anybody that's been watching with us, we just hit over 104 people in here. But for anybody that's been watching us, we just thoroughly broke down how the game's career was affected by his release dates. So I just want to point that out as far as Lloyd Banks grabbing the baton. Now, I
Okay.
respect both of your opinions. Let's move on to Young Buck. Young Buck comes out, Let Me In. Young Buck comes out, Shorty Wanna Ride. Did Young Buck not grab the baton for the South? For crying out loud, 50 put him on for G Unit South. Twiz, I'll start with you. Did Young Buck grab the baton?
He had a wave. I'm not gonna say he grabbed the baton though, because he was never like King of South status, man. You know what I mean? He was not like I was like, if Buck dropped the album, I wasn't rushing to the store for it. I could speak for myself, man. It's like, it wasn't.
So you didn't buy Straight Out of Cashville, is what you're saying?
No, I never got a Buck album a day in my life. You know what I mean? Early 2000s, no point. You know what I'm saying? Where 50, nobody in that group could duplicate 50 or outshine 50. Where you might have had certain groups where they had artists and people gravitated to the other artists, like literally, like they was like on fire, bro. Like, we talking about at a time when Buck and all them, when they was out, it was easy to get promo because there was no internet. So you saw the videos, it was pushed on you. It was less platforms where the music was getting presented. So if you had a video on 106 in Park, you was lit. It don't matter if you was number 7 on the countdown. You know what I mean? Bro, like, lit back.
I never thought about it like that. Back in the day, I was like, yo, you're number 7, you ain't lit.
Bro,
You ain't lit. Bonds was like, yo, you're number 7, you're lit as shit.
You lit, because if you would have seen a dude that was number 7, you would have told him he was lit.
Exactly, because he made 106 in Park. He made the countdown.
Right?
And we hear him on the radio. Nowadays you gotta really be tuned in and you gotta really download the artist's music. Whereas being as though back then it was a circle of the same artists getting pushed on you. And everybody from D Unit under 50 umbrella.
Yeah.
So getting pushed on you. You know what I mean? So I will agree where you got to remember 50 was under and Dre, where he impressed these guys. When came out, he impressed Dre. You know what I mean? Other than that, everybody, it's like somebody from D12 impressing Eminem. You know what I mean? They was his guys. They did music and all of that, but it's like, bro, who was really the star? Who was the star of this show? Like, that Get Rich or Die Trying album, it went crazy. Everybody had that. I can picture it now with the you know what I'm saying, the bullet holes in the case and everything. You know what I mean? It was like everything about 50 was catchy. And they all fell under his umbrella. It's like Tupac and the Outlaws. You know what I'm saying?
So, Twiz, let me bring it up to you. We're still talking about Young Buck. We're going over the G Unit artists since they wanted to say we're talking about who 50 passed the baton to. 50 was trying to put Young Buck in position to run a label. Was that a mistake? Was Young Buck more of an artist on the label? What do
It
you
was.
think about Bonds? What do you think about 50 passing the baton to Buck? Did Buck swing that baton? Like I said, I think he did.
Nah, everybody popped, right? The Beg for Mercy was fire. Everybody's solo album was fire. Even Yayo, he gave Yayo a banger on there. But you know, like it wasn't consistent. When Yayo came on, when he dropped his album, and that remember him and 50 had a hit on there.
So
But,
seductive.
yeah, exactly. So, but still, like, you know what I mean, consistently, they wasn't able to hold, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference between, it's like, it's like when you playing basketball, bro. Like, it's a difference between Scottie Pippen is good. You know what I'm saying? With Jordan, he gonna hold it down. He gonna do his numbers. But if Jordan sit down, can he carry the Bulls to the chip without him? You know what I'm saying?
Well, Young Buck said in one of his raps, he said 50, relax, you can put it on me. I'm gonna come back when the team is down by 3.
Said that. Yeah, man.
So you can count on me to come back when the team is down by 3. Who the hell says that? Did you just say G Unit was down by 3 because of all the flops? Mobb Deep, Tony Yayo, and Lloyd Banks' second album they all kind of underperformed.
That's a reach.
Why would he say that on the damn?
I don't know. But hey, maybe that was why, yo.
All right, so now we got to move on to a guy who definitely grabbed the baton, Twiz. The Game. The Game came out and sold 580,000 units in 1 week, although it was with 250-cent singles. Hate it or love it, and how we do.
Yeah, them Jones was catchy though. They both was bangers. I ain't even going to trip, man. Yeah, I mean them Jones was lit. I remember when the videos would come on and everything. Like, you know, they had a good collab. You know what I mean? Especially with it being a New York, East Coast, West Coast collab like that, man. Like, you know, it was definitely legendary. And, you know, nothing discredited, but, you know, besides them two, it's like, you know what I mean?
You could almost say maybe it sold 580,000 units because it was 50 Cent's unofficial appetizer album.
Facts. Like, them Jones was definitely jumping, man. I remember being in Glen Mills listening to them Jones. Like, that John was lit back then. I ain't gonna hold you.
Now, let me ask you, Twiz, which video was better? How We Do, which was more of the aspect of them getting into a car, I want to say, closed in, them rapping from the side, blowing smoke, and Hate It or Love It was more of a green screen video, or, you know, they were, you know what I mean? I think he had the spot where he got his mom the car with the brand new Benz.
Yeah.
The bow and all that shit, but I believe some of it was green screened, unless that was the Hate It or Love It remix with all G Unit on it.
Nah, that love it was a lot of green screen in the when they was on the plane and all that.
Yep. So which video? I'm asking both of you, but Twiz, which video could you say which one you liked better?
I don't know. I like both of them. I like Hate It or Love It because it had a calm, smooth energy to it, man. I just liked it, man. It was like motivation. But what This Is How We Do, like, that was like the anthem right there. Get you pumped up when that joint come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, and they was
two totally different vibes, right?
exactly two totally different vibes, man. How We Do was more amped up, you know, and you know, we all got memories for them songs back then, man. Like, we could think back of how times was back then.
Bonds, is How We Do the song that 50 Cent hated to give up, in your opinion? How Ja Rule said, yo, What's Love is the record that I wish I would have kept. is how we do the record that maybe would have made the most sense on 50's second album, or did he not need it? Was Disco Inferno and Candy Shop enough?
You funny. Nah, I would say Hate It or Love It. Would have been
Really?
big and fun.
Really?
Mm-hmm. On his second album, coming back with that one, like,
Yeah,
because he was the underdog and he came back and he went diamond. He was on top. Yeah, he didn't need game for that.
Damn, you hear that shit, Twiz? He is so right. Like, what a single to have followed up. You know what I mean?
bro.
That would have really been a dig. That would have really been a dig. Instead, we got so it would have been Hate It or Love It in the Candy Shop and Disco Inferno. But yeah, no, man. So what do you think? I think as we discussed earlier, the game sort of had the baton at first, but he sort of let it go. You know what I mean? The game sort of let it go, and I think that was his own doing, man. The game distancing himself from G Unit was the worst thing he could have ever did for his career, in my opinion, because the beef just sort of made Dr. Dre uncomfortable. Eminem was obviously a bit more friendly with 50 Cent. So, I think they really could have mended the relationship to, who did Game really want to work with? Fat Joe, Jadakiss, and Nas. I wouldn't see really what the issue would be in that.
All right.
Blicky said Game couldn't carry the unit without 5, as you already proved. Wow, guys, we literally sat here, we discussed it, and we proved it.
Facts.
Dope, man. Okay, all right, Rose. Rose got the question for you, Twiz. Obviously, this one's you, man. G Unit versus state property would be nice. Is G Unit out of state properties league though, or is that the perfect versus for Beanie Siegel versus 50 Cent up there? Would that be it or not really?
They prop with Smoke G Unit. They would.
You know me and Bonds and I aren't going for that,
They
Twiz.
would. When you talking about state prop, we got to talk about state prop and Rockefeller was all one. You can't mention state prop without mentioning Rockefeller early 2000s. We talking about they was part of it. You know what I'm saying? They was like they got Hove and all of them on them Johns like
They were all on tour together, man. The Rock the Mic tour.
facts. They music hit different. Real rap, state prop will win that one.
Do you agree with that? Is state property really going to beat G Unit?
I mean, as a whole, I'm gonna say like as a whole, being honest, they got Petey Crack, Young Guns, Beanie Siegel. What we got? 50 in Banks.
What
Facts.
about Buck?
Got some bars too. Buck got some bars, but
I
there's
guess this
gonna be
would be
two of them for every one of us.
What if we brought back Game?
Nothing in G Unit is stopping. What's your life like 1 or 2? That's Beans by himself right there. We can do I can feel it in the air. We can do
I mean, then you had to go Mini Men and
we
all of those. You know what I'm saying?
but then we had to go Beans and Jay-Z. Where have you been? Beans and Jay-Z alone got collabs right
You
there.
put Jay-Z in it now. That shit done now.
And then we go Hate It or Love It. And then we go Hate It or Love It.
Then we can go what we do is wrong. Bro, the substance of the music is different, bro.
And then we go Popping Them Things.
You can keep going. You can keep going with the Rock and state prop, man. State prop is tied with the Rock. When you mention state property, you mentioning Jay-Z.
We don't play that. We don't play that. State property, G Unit don't play around.
We don't play around. Play that.
I would like to see 50 Cent and Beanie Siegel face off, little banter back and forth, man. That would actually be interesting.
You gotta remember why you think 50 tried to scoop why 50 tried to scoop Beans when Hove and Beans start going left, man.
Well, I heard Mike Knox had something to do with that. We'll have to talk about that on the list. Do you know
Yeah,
anything about that?
but 50 wanted Beans though. Like Mike Knox just was the glue to Philly. Like 50 wanted part. Like in order to get with G Unit, 50 gotta want to have a part of you. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
What do you think the Beanie Siegel album with G Unit would have been called, Twiz?
who knows? I wouldn't have wanted to see Beans with G Unit just because it wouldn't have looked right. It would have been like when J Hood went with G Unit.
J Hood would. Oh yeah, J Hood actually did a performance with G Unit.
Yeah, not G Unit, but when J Hood went under 50, you know what I'm saying?
Lots approved. State Property would never beat G Unit.
You
Don't
was
forget the
crazy.
mixtape G Unit.
You was crazy. You tripping. State Property can do mixtape too.
The whole G Unit summer mixtape thing in 02.
You crazy, bro. Are y'all crazy?
G Unit's on a whole different level.
State Property was on a whole different level.
All right, so Bonds is about to chime in real quick, but I'm going to ask everybody in the chat. We got open questions now. Tonight we've gone over Rabb on Gillie, the Kid, and Wallow. We also gave our thoughts on that. For everybody who wasn't in here earlier, I'll read Ab's message, but we're going to take open questions right now. For everybody that wasn't in here earlier, we gave our thoughts on the success of Gillie, the Kid, and Wallow, and Rabb also had this to say. He said, "I'm happy for Gillie. He found a career for himself outside of music and found success in doing it. I know how hard Wallow worked to get the ball rolling for that podcast, and I'm happy for those guys. Plus, the fact that both of them are from my hood is a bonus." Right. I mean, it hits a little bit different when somebody from your hood makes it like that, Bonds, a la 50 Cent. I mean, a lot of people have blown up from Queens, Bonds.
It's a fact, man. Rich soil, man.
It hits a little bit different.
Another Queens dude who came out the rich soil, Lamar Odom, rich soil.
Yep.
Facts.
Definitely rich soil. Shout out to Queens, man. Queens get the money,
Oh yeah. But yeah, if anybody wants to shoot us some open questions right now, we're gonna take them.
I'm about to tap in. I'm hungry.
All right, Bonds. All right, I'm gonna post your IG up, Bonds. Let them know. Hit us with your plugs, Bonds, before you get up out of here.
Yo, what's good, John? I'm hungry. I mean, Bone Simmons. Know what I'm saying? I'm Bone Simmons, man. Find me everywhere on Bone Simmons. I just put out an album called Local Legend. It's fire. It's guaranteed satisfaction. I'll give you your 3 minutes back. Yup.
I'm gonna post the link right now for everybody in here. Everybody in here, y'all can check out Bond's project, Local Legend. Show him some support.
Yeah, we got Dark Low on there, Kid, Bigger Ranking, couple joints on there. I'm working, man. I'm active. Tap into the YouTube, check some video.
Everybody go check out Bonds' new album. Really appreciate you for tapping in with us tonight, Bonds. Me and Twiz, we're going to go over some stuff with some of the people who are just tapping in. Major salute. That's our co-host for the hip-hop panel. That's the rapper of the panel, y'all.
And I'm trying to push
you in the chat, man. Peace and love. Yo, Mikey T. Twiz, my guy. My bro.
You are.
Y'all know what it is.
Have a good night, bro. I'm running on E2, Mikey. My jaw might shut off any second. I'm like on my last bar and all that.
Appreciate Bonds for tapping in. Definitely appreciate Twiz for tapping in. I wanted everybody to tap in with Twiz on YouTube. It's Life with the Philly Fam. I'm gonna post the link right now. But Twiz, pretty much just hit everybody with your plugs, bro.
Definitely, man. It's SB Twiz, the hood blogger. You know what I mean? Tune into the YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram _Twiz215, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how we carry it on here with my guy, Mikey T, the movie star. You know what I mean? The hood hip hop panel. That's how we carry it. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody in the chat. Much love and respect always, man. Appreciate it, George. Appreciate it. Much love and respect. You already know.
1 second. Bread Gang T just logged in. He said, "Who y'all pick, Surf or John?" Let him know who you picked real quick, Twiz.
I went with John because I feel like he got a lot built inside, but I'm not taking away nothing from Surf. You know, all Surf got to do is not half step, and you know he can definitely get the victory. But I feel like John feel like he got a statement to make, and I know that he know how to talk, man. So I got John 21.
I'm taking Sue Surf. Sue Surf is my guy. I'm taking Surf. Really appreciate John for giving me an interview. Everybody that hasn't seen my interview with John, it's in the bio or it's pinned up right now. Twiz, cheese fries or mozzarella sticks?
Cheese fries with extra ketchup, man. Mozzarella sticks once in a blue. You know what I mean? Long as that marinara sauce is proper. Salute, George. I see you.
Willie Lump says, where do you go to get all them URL battles or to watch them?
I don't watch all the URL battles, but when I do watch them, I don't even know the last one I probably watched. The last one I probably watched might have been Cassidy and Arsenal. But I just be downloading it through the what is it? What's that app name? I can't think. Is it like I just be looking on the videos where they be like you can get tickets here now. But I'm not a vicious URL battle joint.
Jay Reed says Nicki or Cardi, Twiz?
Of course, Nicki. Yeah, I mean Nicki a way better artist to me.
Okay. Is there any back and forth in the crib? You know, is there any back and forth with you and the wifey? Life with the Philly fam? Are they like play Cardi? No, don't play Cardi. Play Nicki. Is there anything like that?
My wife rocked with Nicki over Cardi.
Willie Lump says, I want to see Reed versus Surf. Go check it out. You can check it out.
That would be a good John right there, Willie Lump.
Yep, go check it out. It's out right now. Reed Dollars versus Sue Surf. Caffeine is the app you watched.
And they did happen. That did happen. They just ain't released it yet.
Yeah, it's on like an app or some shit like that.
Facts. Yeah, Caffeine. It's another one too though, but Caffeine is an app you can watch everything through. You right, George. But it might be on something else too, if I'm not mistaken.
Twiz, East or West Coast music?
I love it all, man. You know what I mean? I can listen to take it back to like Biggie and Pac, man. I'm a big fan of all coast music. You know, it's not geographical over here. We love it all.
Well, you guys, I think that'll do it unless anybody pops up with a few last questions. I appreciate the guys. Major salute to Rosewood. He couldn't join us tonight. He's actually in the studio working the Spill studio. Major salute to Razor. Respect to Bond Simmons for tapping in with us tonight. And a major respect to the Hood blogger SV Twiz for tapping in. And he just did your rapid fire questions. I want everybody to follow me on the gram. Everybody in here that's not following me on Instagram, follow me right now and I will follow you guys back. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode, man. I think they did, though, Twiz. We hit over 100 people in here tonight. We kept everybody interested for about 2.5 hours. They asked, Ross or 50, Twiz?
Oh, man. 50 is more successful. I kind of like Ross music better. I kind of stopped listening to 50 music after Get Rich or Die Trying, to keep it all the way a stack. Get Rich or Die Trying was the last album I spun, but Rick Ross got, he got a good quality of his music, his beats and everything, and, he be walking the beats down where 50 Cent kind of put out elevator music sometimes, man. Yeah, I mean,
Ross. I think Ross, like, he has a better wordplay than 50. I mean,
yeah, he do.
not What Up Gangsta though. I can't even. Can you tell me a song that Ross has that's better than What Up Gangsta in that same lane?
Well, that's that Get Rich or Die Trying stuff. That joint was just legendary right there. I think that was on that album, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aston Martin music is not better than What Up Gangsta. And
no,
that's
but
the thing
Aston
with
Martin
an
music
album
got
cut.
his Aston Martin music got his own vibe. That's when you in the world with your wife or yeah, I mean, you know, whoever you dealing with and you want to drop the top or something like that, it just take you somewhere different.
So
Yeah,
you
I mean,
go up, you put Just a Little Bit up against that then.
just a little bit is a good John. But like 50, I mean, Ross got some Johns like even when like Ross is more consistent with his quality of music on the longer run, but 50 is more successful. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's like when it comes to music, I would probably listen to more Rick Ross.
Who is the best ghostwriter? I'll say Freddie P. Freddie P is a really good ghostwriter.
I can't really put a handful of ghostwriters because a lot of them be, you know what I mean, low key. So I can't really put it like that. You know what I mean? When it come to, I don't know, man. Like it's a handful of people that really write songs. That's a
Ja
good
Rule, Ja Rule, as we just saw.
Ja Rule, um,
Drake.
the Dream, the Dream goes. You know what I mean? Write songs like I feel like it's harder to write songs for a singer. You know what I mean? When people write songs for a singer, that's heavy.
George asked, cheesesteak or cheesesteak wrap?
Definitely a cheesesteak, man. Shout out to Delisandro's, man. I might get one of them Johns tomorrow, man.
Delisandro's, major salute. Hook us up with an
Right.
endorsement. Um, Hit us up. Open questions. We're about to get up out of here. George says, "Is High All the Time a classic weed song anthem?"
Definitely. Just like I Get High is, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Another joint that's an anthem is They All For Sale, 50 joint. I got that new Glock 9 and that.
I got the yeah. And BMF was a huge record. And on that note, Twiz, I gotta tell you, I wrote up the notes for our BMF trailer review. And my dude, we got some shit. You want me to send you those notes?
Definitely send them Jones to me. You know, we gonna get at it. We already chopped it up about that. And
Hell
I
yeah.
hope y'all ready for that because we got something real fire that we going to unleash on y'all. You know what I mean? We catching it early. We gonna go through this BMF movement together, y'all, from the beginning.
Nice. Yo, I want everybody on here to follow me right now. Everybody follow me, and I will give you the immediate follow back. Whoever follows me right now, I'm going to get off this live and follow y'all. And I want you guys to follow Twiz as well. His phone's about to die, but if y'all follow Twiz right now, he's going to jump on the gram and follow some of y'all back.
Definitely. If I don't get with y'all tonight, I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
Yep. So we're about to get up out of here tonight, but I appreciate y'all for tapping in on these topics. Gillie, the Kid, and Wallow. Salute to AR Rabb for his thoughts on the good brothers Gillie and Wallow and all their success. The Game regretting his beef with G Unit, and Sue Surf versus John the Don. All right, Twiz, send us out, brother.
Y'all already know, man. It's SB Twiz and Mikey T, the movie star. Y'all are now tuned in to Report Card Radio, and it's only one way from here, y'all, and that's up. Much love and respect to everybody. It's all love, and stay tuned for the future content. We up out this jump.